What's up to the crew? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Please let me know if you can hear my voice loud and clear. And let's get cracking straight into it. We're going to look at BTC. We're going to look at altcoins. We're going to do some tutorials. Let's keep it hot today. We're going to keep it fiery. We're not going to go for too long today, but absolutely lovely to see the crew. You can see what a smile it brings to my face to be here with my team. I feel like it's been too long. Please let me know, is my voice loud and clear? Can you now hear some beats? Are you hearing some beats? What is the volume like on the beats? How's the mix? Can you hear the synth wave? And let's bring up the charts. Alright, how's everybody doing? Let me know who's in the chat. Let's go. I missed this too. Back with my crew. What's up, Amana? Lovely to see you in the building. What does the crew prefer? This or this? That's a little bit bigger, I guess, for y'all. Mr. Jacques Smith, so proud of your progress and your diligence. Congratulations, bro. You're absolutely killing it. I'm super, super proud. Alright, lovely to see the crew in the building. First stream, Serpo, lovely. Welcome, welcome, Mugisha. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see everybody. Crypto Miners is here. Away to the crew. What's happening, my G's? I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm stressed, but blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired, but inspired. And let's go. If you're rhyming, you know you're in the right zone. What's up, everybody? Yes, I'm planning for a global round trip, but the first stop is Dubai, Token 2049. We got yacht parties. We got the biggest crypto conference in the world. And then I'm off to Switzerland, Amsterdam, Italy. We're going big. I'm going London for the first time in my life. So y'all are about to see a lot of awesome content coming in. All right, please confirm if you can see my screen loud and clear. I do believe we are live and good to go. Mr. Runseeker in the building. Respect, my G. Thank you so much for joining. Absolutely lovely. Alright, I do believe you can see my charts. Let's get straight into it. No time to waste today. Is the music too loud? Are we good? Alright, so of course, the first thing to be aware of right now on BTC is the 4-hour/daily channel that we are seeing. We have been tracking this now for quite some time. My parallel channels video is almost ready, so keep your eyes on the channel. My CME gap tutorial will be dropping on Wednesday. That is now ready, so that's good to go. But please draw along with me today. We have a very important stream, lots of information. I'm going to do some nice tutorials. I'm going to do a beginner tutorial today on trend lines, and then we're going to also look at a tutorial on symmetrical triangles. So if you are a pro, stick with me, help me out, let me know if I leave anything out. And of course, if you are a pro, it's always good to polish those beginner tools, right? I think I know my stuff, and then I go and I create these tutorials. You can see a lot goes into it. I go and I create these tutorials, and then I realize, hey, you never know it all, right? When you stop learning, you start dying. If you close yourself off to learning, you will never carry on growing. And I heard a nice quote the other day which said, be open-minded enough to know that you are closed-minded, right? How beautiful is that? It gets you thinking, right? All right, smash the like button. Let's go. And you know what? For those of you who are here right from the beginning, let me actually drop the first letter in the password, because y'all who are here from the start on time are the ones who obviously deserve the best shot at some awesome funds. And I hope the real value here will be in the teaching, but I love to be generous too. You know, we're all on this journey together. So the first letter in the password, I have it here, is a capital N. I'm dropping it in the chat right now. And of course, you do need to be under my Bybit link to claim these giveaways. So let me quickly drop my Bybit sign up link in the chat. I'm also working on currently a very nice airdrop for everybody who is under my link, so make sure you do get under the link. And then we also have some nice new exchange options for those who are not able to KYC, I now have a trusted non-KYC option. It's on a centralized exchange, but I've been whitelisted for non-KYC, which is pretty awesome. I then also have an option there for EU and US users, so check out the links in the description. And yeah, you know me, I'm Bybit all the way, but I want everybody to be able to trade. And if you do have troubles and you can't trade on Bybit, there are now also some options for you. Alright, so parallel channels tutorial is incoming, but let's throw it in. We have spoken a lot about how to draw these channels, and don't stress if you don't know how to draw them, because that tutorial is incoming very shortly. But please be aware of this channel. I do prefer if everyone can actually draw in with me, right? Bring up your trading view and learn to draw with me as we go along. This channel is absolutely riding the markets right now. And you know what? It's so good to just simplify, right? We are monkeys. We need to keep it simple for ourselves. Draw the major channel in. It's very simple. Look for all the swing highs. Try to get your most touch points. If you see the candles actually smashing themselves against the channel, that's where you know, of course, the real resistance is. And then it gets a little bit more complex, but honestly not so bad when you start to draw in your extreme resistance channel. And to be honest, things are looking pretty good. I don't want anyone to FOMO into the crypto market at this point, right? There will be another opportunity for you. This is not the time to FOMO in, but things are looking good. Why? Because we have made a beautiful move away from our extreme resistance. We have come down again to retest this beautiful volume node at 84k, and now it's all about whether we can break this 87k level. Right, the tool that we use, and I must say, wow, it's one of the most watched in terms of watch time. My fixed range volume profile tutorial has been one of the most watched videos that I have dropped. So well done to the crew. You're learning, you're putting in the time, and that's what it's about. And you know what, it illuminates so much on the charts for you. If you're not using fixed range volume profile, you're a little bit in the dark, right? So right now on the charts, what I would do, I'm actually going to keep it clean, but right now on the charts, what I would first do is draw in this channel. Very, very important. You can also, of course, draw in the extreme support. It's not as important right now because we are currently breaking out of resistance, but you can also draw in this extreme support pipeline that we are seeing there. And the next thing I would do is to draw in the fixed range volume profile. This is usually the first thing I do, but of course right now the 4-hour channel is absolutely everything. So does everybody have this on the charts? Are we all good to move forward? Smash the like, let's go. Will Smith that like button. Sopo, Ike is in the building. I'm gonna be seeing you so soon, Ike. I cannot wait. And you're gonna be finally dripping in Bybit merch. And let me know if you still want me to organize that Bit Mobile for you. I think there's still time to organize the Bit Mobile device. This is looking lovely. This is just looking nice, right? We can see almost a triple bottom kind of style. We're also seeing, I mean, here's a double bottom, here's a double bottom. So that is going to be the next video I do. I'm not going to do it today, but next time we do a live stream, I'm going to do a tutorial on double bottoms and double tops. They're absolutely everywhere. They're really easy to draw in. They're really easy to trade. So we'll do that next time. Are the beats not too loud, right? Give me one more confirmation on the volume levels. But for now, what we can see is called accumulation, right? Sideways accumulation within a parallel channel. This is, of course, extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. And we could see a very nice price target all the way back up at all-time high. This is not looking bad at all. What I do want to stress is, of course, step by step, what are the levels that we need to break to get there? And to do this, of course, we find the fixed range volume profile. Oh, Gent God, let's go. So we're going to be looking at that triangle. We're actually going to look very closely at what Gent God has mentioned today. Absolutely lovely question or comment. Well done, well done. We're also going to look at Bitcoin versus gold. Things are making sense right now. The charts are making sense and things are looking good. We see altcoins starting to make a recovery, right? We see Render finally coming back up. We're going to look at a lot of altcoins, but let's focus on BTC right now. Okay, pull out your fixed range volume profile. If you don't know how to draw it in, please go watch the video. I do believe it is working for everyone. And it's so simple, right? All you have to do is pull it out and it shows you what you need to know. Well done to everybody who has been trading the fixed range volume profile. We can see that if you had the logic, if you had the kahunas to manage your long trade within the value area low, which is pretty gnarly because it comes all the way down here, but if you could manage your entry, so nice to see you, Abdullah, and yes, your gift is on the way. And just a shout out to those who support me. Abdullah has been commenting, liking, sharing every single video of mine that I ever post, and I do send him little gifts along the way. And you know what? I could never show you just how much love, just how much that means to me. Thank you, my brother. That's what it is, right? We support each other, we hold each other up, and we'll make it to the moon. All right, so value area low has been quite big, but well done to everybody who has actually been trading it. And wow, we can see the golden pocket was so close. So this is the little inkling that maybe this was a front run. We might still see the middle of the golden pocket. We'll look at the fib shortly, but what we are seeing here is value area low has been respected, right, for a nice move. And now this is the fair value gap. For those of you who have seen, oh, there was a beautiful video from Bitman. I wonder if I could share an Instagram video on here. But anyway, that is the fair value gap, right? That is the space between the value area low or current price and your POC. This is one of the most important indicators that you can use because it shows you where the walls are, right? The walls of resistance, the walls of support. And what's super bullish right now is that we can see that we are sitting currently right now just above the second largest traded volume area in this current range. So for the newbies, let me take it nice and slow. Please watch the video if you want to learn how to use it, but just take a horizontal line, drop it in here at this volume node, and of course you can see that this is the second largest traded volume area. This is of course the largest area. This is the POC, and this is the reason why it is a magnet. I like to draw a magnet into my chart just so y'all can see, right? There is the magnet that is currently pulling price back up to it. Very important to understand that this is the fair value gap. Currently, of course, our bias is a little bit bullish because the fair value of Bitcoin in this range is sitting at 97K and we're sitting a little bit lower at 86. We can currently see a bit of a rejection happening on the charts, and this is no coincidence. This is coming directly at our third largest volume area. Right, we call these high volume nodes, and here we can see that most likely we're going to have a squeeze in this zone between these two very large volume areas on the charts. Of course, what is bullish is that this level below us is significantly larger than the level above us, which means there is a bias towards actually reaching that POC, which is the largest traded volume area. If we can break this volume, if we can break this very, very heavy, crucial resistance at 97K, then very likely we will see the top of the value area, where of course we will rinse and repeat with the short trade. If we do get the signals, very likely once we reach that area, the whales will rinse and repeat and actually short it back down to the value area low. Very, very interesting times on the charts. There are so many scenarios and very difficult time to predict. One of the times where we have to remind ourselves that we do not predict the charts. We draw in the zones, we wait for those zones to be filled, and we wait for the correct entry signals to either go long or short. Alright, if you are here, please do smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're watching on Twitter, please do come through to YouTube to help us reach our goal. And let's go for a goal. Let's go for 25 likes. We'll keep it chill today. We're not going to have a long stream. If y'all can get 25 likes for me, I will drop that full password for the giveaway. So let me quickly drop the banner. And if we hit 50, I'll double it. I'll drop another giveaway. So let's say here, first USDT giveaway at 25 likes. Oh, when I hear a trap beat, I wanna make a rap neat on the charts like an artist. Alright, so I believe we're making sense. Of course, another very important thing to be aware of here, who's in a long trade from the value area low, who has done their due diligence, and who entered a long trade from the value area low and is now sitting in beautiful profit. Let me know in the chat. If anybody has any interesting charts, please open up my Discord and drop them for me right there in the Discord under live stream charts so I can see what you're trading. I know we've got a lot of OG traders in the community. Alright, so from now, we've been through this many times before, it hasn't changed, but let's drop in the major Fibonacci. I was having a very interesting conversation with Bitman about this Fibonacci, and there is something slightly controversial here, but to start off and keep it simple, we're going to draw in the Fibonacci retracement from the candle swing low on the daily channel of our last consolidation range. We're going to take that as the start of the previous trend, and we're going to draw in our Fibonacci retracement to give us our levels. Please do also go watch that video. It is very detailed and I'm very proud of it. Alright, so from the bottom to the top, I like to actually use my candle bodies, and here you can see exactly why I have this green rectangle in here and why I have this beautiful middle line sitting at 69k on the golden pocket. Something to be very aware of here, right? There are no coincidences on the charts. When you see a coincidence on the chart, you have to be very aware that this is the charts telling you something. And what happens here? What happens here? Alright, so let me take it slowly for the newbies. If you draw in the golden pocket with this rectangle, which is the area between the 0.618 and the 0.786, if you draw that in, you can then go and draw in the exact middle of that rectangle, sitting right at 69, around about 69,500. What's so interesting there, and this is just another reminder to always zoom out, always zoom out on the charts. This gives you a greater sense of perspective, larger market context. Don't get stuck in the current cycle. Understand the multi-cycle fractalized nature of the Bitcoin charts. And what happens here when we zoom out, it's absolutely beautiful. Do y'all see this? Local absolute all-time high for previous bull market is aligning perfectly with the current golden pocket retracement of that uptrend. This is no coincidence. This is a level that is absolutely screaming for the charts, for the price to actually come back to. And there are a few reasons on the other charts, especially the S&P, why I think that this level might be realistic. I'm also seeing something here like a possible inverted head and shoulders, so be aware of that. This is just a little bit of speculation, so nothing, absolutely set in stone as of yet, but for those of you who are aware of the head and shoulders pattern, this does look like something that could play out. Let me draw that in again. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and of course extrapolate the price target from the bottom of the head, and that gives us a nice push up to 99, which of course would put us just above that crucial 97 resistance. It's looking nice, right? And that head and shoulders, that inverted head and shoulders, is showing on a few other altcoins. Solana we'll look at. There's a lot of bullish signs happening on the altcoins. Alright, so it's nice to zoom out. Let me know if everybody is following. I'm going to not spend too long on Bitcoin today. I don't want you to FOMO in at this point. Right, I'm going to show you a little bit more bullish information, and for this we're going to zoom out. Do not stress if this confuses you. This is a complicated indicator. For many of you, who have been on my streams before, you will know my absolute favorite indicator in the world is known as the market cipher. And I'm busy with a whole course of tutorials on this indicator because it's a one-stop shop. If you use this indicator, you can pull millions of dollars out of the charts, right? This indicator is created by the legend CryptoFace himself, and he trades $12 million trades. He's one of the highest margin traders that I know, one of the funniest people that I've ever watched live stream, and honestly, I've been watching him for about 10 years, and when I started watching him, he was trading $50,000 trades. Now he's trading $12 million trades. So this indicator works, it's OG, and just trust the journey. That's one of the most important things you can learn in this industry, is to let the journey happen, right? Don't force it. Repetition, repetition, repetition. The more you practice something, the more you will understand it, the more you will learn it. And for now, we're going to keep it relatively simple, and we're going to go out to the weekly time frame and have a look at this market cipher B. Don't stress if you're not super aware of market cipher B. I am busy with tutorials on it, and if you need the settings to keep the market cipher B simple like this, go to my Discord and go to the general chat, look at the pinned comments, and I believe there is a pinned comment with the settings there. But something very important to look at here, we were looking at it briefly in the Bybit Global live stream on Wednesday, for those of you who were there too. I see beautiful comments coming in. Dark Heart. Lovely, my brother. Lovely, my brother. Let's keep it clean. I think you mean fake, but I love it. I love it. Alright, smash the likes and share the stream. Thank you everybody for being here. The Discord link should be in the description of this stream right now. Okay, thank you everybody for being here. I see the likes. We're almost at that goal. Let me drop the second letter. It's a capital M, right? Capital M, that is the second letter in the password. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much longer on this because I have two really nice tutorials that I want to lay down for y'all nice and slowly, and then I'm going to break them down into those step-by-step tutorials that I've been making for my crypto trading playlist. Okay, so what we see here is very exciting. Very, very exciting. It's very interesting on many levels. The first thing that you see here, if you are used to market cipher B, is of course this beautiful green dot on the weekly time frame. Yo, Tuffy, you made it. What's up, my brother? Big ups. You've been killing it. I saw that Tau. I saw that Tau trade, bro. It's serious FOMO. That is one of the nicest trades I think I've ever seen you take. It's well done, man. It's sniper. Sniper entry, sniper exit. Everybody show the love to Tuffy. And very soon there will be a signal group coming straight from Tuffy's analysts to my community. We are working on it, and it will be live in the next month. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this simple. For those of you who don't know market cipher B, this is the wave trend. When you get these green and red dots, those are known as trigger wave dots. Like I say, let the information flow over you. This is a complicated indicator, but this is the best indicator that you can use on the charts. All right, second of all, this yellow line is known as your VWAP or your VWAP. Whoop. Keep it in mind, this is a very immediate indicator which actually shows you when the charts are going to pump and dump. And in very simple terms, when the VWAP crosses to the upside, you get a beautiful pump. When the VWAP crosses to the downside, you get a beautiful dump. This is a very simple way of looking at your VWAP. Yeah, Tuffy, drop that tower trade into the group so y'all can see. I mean, Tuffy has created his own indicators, right? He's created his own SMC indicator. He has, 5 analysts working for him on his signal group. Bro, I've seen you through the years, and you deserve everything that's coming to you. Absolutely everything. And you know what? When I saw how much ADA you own, how much Cardano you own, you're a Cardano whale, right? Like me. When I saw that, my respect for you went up so much. I will dox you right now. Tuffy has $100,000 of Cardano. And at these levels, $100,000 of Cardano. means $1 million of Cardano at $5. Are you with me? Whew! And it's going to hit $10, my bro, and you're going to be a millionaire times 2 just in Cardano. And honestly, it just makes me so proud, because that's like, you're not holding these crap coins, right? You're doing the right thing. So proud of you, bro. All right, so let's go. Trigger wave popping off on the weekly, VWAP crossing, and money flow coming down. Money flow is the third trifecta in my strategy, and what's interesting here is it is pointing down. It looks ready to have a major weekly pump back up to all-time high, given the weekly green dot nice and low down at the -38 level. It looks beautiful with the VWAP crossing up, but the money flow is pointing down. Something very, very interesting, of course, when something confuses you like this. Why is the money flow pointing down while VWAP's crossing up while we're getting a green dot? You go back in time, and this is where it becomes so important, and this is probably the most important thing we're going to look at on the charts at these current levels. What's so interesting here is to understand the middle of our previous bull market, and there are so many similarities here. If you look at this consolidation zone as basically this area here, then you look at this pump here as the kind of FOMO pump, then we had a pause in the previous bull market, and it was mega. It was like threatening bear market territory. I mean, look at that. That's a 50% dump right in the middle of a technical bull market. And then boom, we actually go to create a new all-time high, 122% up from there. And of course, I'm sure lots of you are realizing the similarities right now in this chart. It's crazy. We see something rhyming almost exactly. Mr. Chris, Mr. Bitcoin Advisors, are you with us? Are you with us? Because I want you to see this. Give me a shout out if you are watching the stream. I really want you to see this. All right, so here we have, and please go watch CryptoFace. He made a short video on this exact trigger wave, and no one puts it quite like him because it's his indicator. All right, there are only 2 YouTubers that I would really recommend, and it's CryptoFace and it's Jason Casper. Okay, so here we go. There it is. Do y'all see this pendulous boob that's hanging down here? Probably what Gary Gensler's man boobs look like, right? Pendulous boob hanging down. It's a splitting image of what we're seeing here. It looks exactly the same. There's your VWAP. We've got money flow pointing down. It's absolutely beautiful. There's the trigger wave. What happened from that trigger wave? That was literally, it was the sign of the end of all of that middle blood. Look how similar this looks. This is why a lot of the major traders like CryptoFace have been getting bullish, right? $12 million longs from that value area low. Currently smashing very, very nice profits. It is this green dot, which is looking very similar. We also saw a VWAP cross there. We also saw money flow on its way down. And this is what's interesting, because this is a weekly time frame. Money flow can take a very long time to flip around. So what we see here is money flow actually pointing down, and then money flow comes up to create, I know this is complicated, take it slow, but it created a bearish divergence on the money flow. So this line right here is your overall arc of money flow, which was showing that actually the flow of money in the market topped out at this high. Then the flow of money into the market turned around on the weekly time frame to go up with the VWAP cross, with the trigger wave, to give us our trifecta in strategy for that beautiful 126% pump. Then it created a lower high, which gave us the bearish money flow divergence, which actually literally gave you an entry right at the top of the previous bull market. You cannot get more OG than this indicator. And what we could see right now is the exact same thing. So if we pull it to current price action, the dump has not been as drastic. We have not seen a 50% dump, but we have seen a 30% dump. In my opinion, it would be very nice if we could just fill out that 50%. It would still be a higher low, and it would be a beautiful fake out here. Imagine the capitulation event that would occur. So many would just exit the market. They would say, I'm in such a big loss from buying the top. Let me just sell everything now before everything goes to the ground. That's what the whales want, and then back up. So I'm not saying this is the end of the blood, but there are signs that it could be, according to history, rhyming. And what we could see here is money flow actually turning around, right? Giving us the trifecta. The green trigger wave, the VWAP crossing, money flow turning around for a beautiful pump up to create a new all-time high. And remember, there is the next Fibonacci extension level. Are these beats too loud? There is the next Fibonacci extension level around about 120k. We could also see the bull flag target. If we look at this as some kind of a bull flag structure, let's try get it right to make it look nice. Always try and make your charts look nice. You know, when we zoom out to this time frame, that could literally be a bull flag. And if we extrapolate the price target, I should actually make a video on this, but if we extrapolate the price target for this bull flag on the weekly, I mean, this is looking like a pole all the way from there. And very nice price target from that breakout all the way up to 120k. We are also seeing the Fibonacci extension target at 120k. We've done this quite a lot of times before. I'll take you back to the money flow bearish divergence shortly, but have a look at this Fibonacci extension. And this just shows me, oh, we need to live stream more, right? I'm going to be in multiple countries. I'm only spending 3 or 4 days in each country throughout the next month, but I'm going to try hop on as much as I can because we need to be going through these charts almost on a daily basis. That would be ideal. But what we can see here, I'm going to go very quickly here, but Fibonacci extension, watch the video, right? Previous bear market low, previous bear market high, down. Okay, let me take it slow. First, do your retracement, previous bear market low, previous bull market high. Then you get your golden pocket and you see your bottom pivot at the bottom of the golden pocket. Once you've realized your golden pocket bottom pivot, you can activate the Fibonacci golden pocket strategy, which then tells you can do a Fibonacci extension from that golden pocket pivot point at our previous bear market low at 1416. What was that wick? Literally $15,500. Absolutely crazy. And what happens there? We see our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level sitting really, really nicely in confluence with a few other levels. So it's on the cards. A pump to 120k is on the cards. I don't want to make y'all over bullish, but it's just a matter of, do we reject back down? Do we fill this golden pocket and make a higher low further down to hit that 120? Or does the market come in with bullish fundamentals? Does Trump say something nice or whatever, and then we just go straight up? I hope that lots of you are already in position trades. Many of you know that I am in 40 position trades on the top 40 altcoins over the last 90 days, and some of them are coming back into profit, which is very nice, and I'm building them nice and slowly. And every time we reach these levels, you can start to add to those position trades, build those position trades for the next altcoin run, because we are heavily Bitcoin dominant, and this is the time where you got to buy the fear, you got to get greedy. Okay, so let's just finish off on this market Cipher B weekly and see if we could rhyme with the previous bull cycle, which is looking very similar for many reasons. And you know, one of the other reasons that I think we could see further downside, because of, you know, if history is really going to rhyme with the previous pause in the bull market, it actually, the reason this happened is because the whales wanted everyone to think it's over, right? The whales wanted everyone to think, no, bull market is done. Technically, a retracement of above 45% is bull market territory, but it wasn't. It was just the pause. Everybody who sold here was in massive regret when we made it back up to 69k. And I do see the possibility of another capitulation event like that, which could then bring us our 50% drop, which honestly would scare the living daylights out of everyone who is overexposed. Okay, and the money flow would then do something like this, create a lower high. If we do manage to come up to higher highs, we then could see literally the actual top of the bull market with the money flow bearish divergence. Okay, given that, I want to show you what I am seeing on the daily on the market Cipher B. And is everybody actually following? Because this market Cipher B is hella confusing. I know that, right? So like I said, let it flow over you. I'm just going to do one or two more things on Bitcoin, and then we're going to move into some tutorials for the beginners, because yeah, that is where my main passion lies. We have to treat the beginners like family, right? We have to take them under our wing and teach them, because this is an absolutely beautiful time to be coming into the market. This is one of the best opportunities that we have seen literally since here, right? Since here. And this is like 154 days that we've been waiting for these kinds of opportunities. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a setup for what we call a bullish divergence on the trigger wave on market Cipher B. So something basically like this. See how we are getting increasingly higher wave trend while we are getting lower price, and that is of course an absolute brilliant place to be creating trades. And we are seeing something very similar here happening, because we saw a nice low wave there, and we are actually seeing now upwards movement in our trigger waves, and we are seeing lower and lower prices. If we come down to a lower price to fill that golden pocket, and our trigger wave is slightly higher, because our trigger wave is so high right now, it's threatening a red dot. It's threatening a dump here on the daily time frame, and because it's so nice and high up, it's got a long way down, and it could create a higher low, which would give us something similar to this, right? This beautiful triple bullish divergence. And I do think that could be it. If that happens, I will enter a nice big long trade on Bitcoin, and I will post it on my Twitter, on my Discord. I might even open that long trade live, because it's an absolute banger. Everything is lining up to be similar. Lower lows and higher lows. So momentum giving us higher lows. We'll also see it on the RSI, but I really like wave trend. And everything's lining up. So I just wanted to show y'all that, because it's magnifique. All right, who's in the building? Drop me a message if you are here. I love to see everybody in the crew. I am feeling great. I was a little bit tired earlier, and I was thinking, you know what, nighttime live stream. But I was just reminded that I am in fact a night owl, and I'm in the zone. All right, am I making sense? I know market Cipher B is really hard, so well done. I really appreciate the crew's focus, and yeah, I'm busy with the tutorials. We're making them. Thank you so much everybody for being here. The crew has really shown up. 33 likes, there we go. I can take down the banner. Thank you so much everybody. Yes, absolutely lovely stuff. All right, so please make sure that you are under my link. It is in the description, but let me quickly drop it into the chat. Alright, so make sure you're under my link for when we do the giveaway. I'm dropping it into the chat right now, and I do believe most of you are in my trading academy. If you're not in my trading academy on Telegram, that is really where I drop the most vital time sensitive updates. I'm also dropping that in the chat. Jonathan, what's up my brother? Big shout out Baruch, lovely to see you. I shot, no stress, you can always catch up after the stream. I've been doing some beautiful stuff. The charts are really making sense, y'all. We're gonna go into the larger market charts, which are gonna give us even more confluence on why we might see this. Of course, this does look like a break of market structure. It really does. But what we can see here, I mean, if we pull this trend line out, I'm about to do a trend line tutorial, but if we pull this trend line out, look what's happening here, right? Beautiful retest. Technical analysis looking nice, and you're gonna see on the S&P Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, why there might be one more leg down. All right, let me see if I'm not missing anything. I'm not gonna confuse you with this other Fibonacci. Well, let me quickly show you. Basically, Bitman is of course a pro he's been trading for a very long time. He is self-taught, and you know what? If you teach yourself, if you're your own mentor, you're only going to go further at the end of the day. Let me be very honest. If you're not relying on someone to hold your hand the whole time, and if you're actually putting your money where your mouth is and learning through trial and error with trading, it's very difficult because you will lose money, right? Both Bitman and I have lost significant amounts of money trading leverage, but most of you have seen that Bitman has been hitting. I mean, he's in 2000% ROI on over 10 coins right now because he managed to catch the bottom. Swing trading is absolutely brutal. But I do believe in the future he will also be running a group with me. He will have a section in my group for his swing trading, which is brutal, but he's a legend. All right. So what he was showing us, I'll show you very quickly, is that if we look, obviously I've been taking my Fibonacci retracements from this swing low. Interestingly enough, if you take your Fibonacci retracement from this swing right here, and you take that as your Fibonacci, you will actually see that we clap that golden pocket absolutely beautifully, perfectly already. So that is very interesting, and that is one reason why it could be done. It could be done, that could be the bottom, and that's another reason to consistently buy into these dips, right? When you see the daily RSI, the weekly RSI on Bitcoin coming down to these levels, it is a reason to buy those dips, because at any point, I mean, this is one of the most bullish assets that the world has ever seen, and we have been getting these hidden bulls. And here was even an actual beautiful bullish divergence at that level, and we are now in profit from that bull, and that's simple trading. Simple trading. Very nice. All right, so let's go into some tutorials. Then we're going to look at Ethereum, we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance, we're also going to look at gold, because there's a very nice correlation happening with gold that I want to show everybody. We're going to look at a couple of important altcoins right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop the music so that we can focus, and so that I can turn these two tutorials into a very, very nice tutorial for the crew. I'm going to clean up the charts so that they are naked as the day they were born. Alright, so if you're a pro, get a cup of coffee. You know what? Take it easy. Try to polish your beginner methods and tools, and if you are a beginner, this is where I want you to lock your vision onto the screen. Tuffy, you legend. You absolute legend. Thank you for sharing the live. I see that. When was that? 5 minutes ago. Shared the live on your Signal group. You're such a legend. Thank you, Tuffy. Huge respect from me, and I see we are pumping for the viewers. So thank you everybody for joining. Let me know in the chat who is here. Let me know how long you've been trading. I'm about to go into some tutorials. If you are a pro trader and you have just come into the chat right now, go to the beginning of the stream while I do these beginner tutorials and watch what I've just said on Market Cipher B, because it's on a very high level. It's a pro level analysis, and if you are an advanced trader, watch the stream from the beginning. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and smash that like button. We are killing it today. Thank you so much everybody for being here. Okay, are y'all ready for a tutorial? Are y'all ready? Ooh, I see Jess is in the building. Thank you so much for joining. Brar, yes, it has been tough. It has been pro level, but now we're going to go back to the basics. Matilda, welcome. Lovely to see everyone. Okay, we're going to go into ETH very shortly. And yeah, it looks like we're going to smash the 50 today. Thank you so much, everybody. Smash those likes if you are here with us. Been a trader for 3 months. Okay, so this is perfect for you. Brar, noob, this is perfect for you. And I'm also going to be breaking it down into a very nicely cut step-by-step tutorial. Have you been watching my crypto trading tutorials playlist? Very, very important. Alright, so let's go. Just quickly finding some nice trend lines for us. I'm going to do a trend line tutorial. And they're all over the place, of course. That's a nice one there. The nice retest. Beautiful, beautiful. And this is looking nice, y'all. This is looking very nice. Just be aware that this is pretty steep. And you know, I wouldn't say that's a retest as of yet. Be careful. This could be perfect down to our golden pocket 69k for an actual retest of that trend line and back up. But I think we're going to start back here for now. All right, so let's take it nice and slow. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. All right, please let me know if everything is nice and clear. It should look very, very nice. I'm going to take it very nice and slow because beginners, this is for you. And often I rush and I go too fast. So thank you everybody for being here. Okay, so in this tutorial, we are going to be breaking down trend lines. First, we're going to define what is a trend line. We're going to look at how to draw these trend lines. We're also going to look at entry and exit tactics, as well as pro tips and pitfalls that you should be aware of. All right, please do remember to sub to the channel if you are new and if you do enjoy the teaching. Very clear. Thank you so much. Love to hear it. Let's go. So in very simple terms, first we need to understand what is a trend line. A trend line is simply a line on the charts, a straight line on the charts which connects two or more swing highs or swing lows. We're going to talk about why you want more than two, but it is very simply a line that connects your swing highs. I'm going step by step, very nice and slowly. Okay, these lines help us to visualize the market direction. And they also act as dynamic support and resistance on the charts. They are very, very important, right? Because they actually give us our bias. They clarify our bias. They help us to time our entries, and they also help us to manage our risk. Okay, very important is of course to understand how to properly draw these trend lines. You can go very long, you can go very wrong if you are drawing these trend lines badly. So first of all, of course, you need to open up either your trading view chart or your Bybit chart. You can see here that I am using my trading view chart on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, and make sure that everything is nicely spaced. Step 1, you have to identify clear swing highs or swing lows. When you're looking at an uptrend, you want to look at your swing lows. When you're looking at a downtrend, you want to look at your swing highs. For right now, we are going to actually focus on this downtrend that we saw on Bitcoin. Okay, step 2, find your trend line tool. Here you can see it is in my favorites because of course I use it very, very often. To find this tool, you can also come to your line tools and find it as the first tool under your line tools. Star it so that it adds it to your favorites. Is everybody following? I see the crew is here being very diligent. Thank you so, so much. I know for the pros it's a little bit annoying when I do beginner stuff, but I guarantee you there will be at least one extra thing you can pick up from this. I will give some pro tips. Okay, so first of all, find your trend line. And then your third step is to actually draw it in and connect those swing highs. Then you want to extend the line and actually extend it into the future. This is looking back in time, but when you draw these lines in, you want to be drawing them in as early as possible. As soon as you see 2 to 3 touch points, then you extend the line into the future for future price action. Let me know if you're following. Honest KOL is with us. Let's go. Held it through when it crashed below 80k twice. Still in the position. Love it, brother. Let us know what the leverage is there. Is that just a big spot position, or is that a 2x to a 5x long? Love it. And I hope you caught my analysis that I did at the beginning of the stream. I'm just doing a beginner tutorial, but if you missed the analysis, go back and watch the beginning of the stream, because I think you will enjoy it. Okay, once you have drawn your trend line, you want to validate it. To validate it, first you want to see, are there at least 2 to 3 touch points? Try to get more than 3 touch points. Very important is that there is a decent amount of space between these touch points, and try to look for regularly spaced gaps. Also, try to look for trend lines that are not too steep. Ideally, you want them to be around 45 degrees. Not too... You don't want them to be too far from 45 degrees. Alright, let me check I'm not missing anything out. Another important note is to always make sure you zoom out, draw your trend line in, and then use multi-time frame analysis to have a look and see the significance of that trend line. This gives you greater perspective on the larger market context. Here we can see the really big wicks at the trend line, which tells us just how important the resistance is at that trend line. So proud of the crew. Everybody's listening. Alright, keep the chat hot. Let me know if you're following and ask me any questions so that I can make sure I cover everything in this tutorial. Let's head back to the daily time frame for now. For the third part of this lesson, let's have a look at the different types of trend lines. Okay, number one is an uptrend, ascending trend line. So when you see price in a nice uptrend, you can draw in your ascending trend line. Ba-ba-ba-boom. And we're going to talk about a very nice strategy to trade this. The other trend line is the one that we have been speaking about, which is a descending trend line for a downtrend. Another trend line you can look at is your flat trend or your horizontal trend line, and this is straight up support and resistance. Beautiful. We're doing well. Thank you everybody for being here. I see the crew is really hopping on. Absolutely beautiful. We're about to smash that 50 likes. Love from Tuffy Army. Oh, the Tuffy crew is in. The Tuffy crew is in. Let's go, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining. You can see the love that you are bringing to me right now. Look at this. I do believe we are threatening all-time highs. 72 viewers across the platforms currently live. Thank you so much everybody for being here. And look at that, 50 live on YouTube. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of the most live, I think this is the most live viewers I've ever had on YouTube. So thank you Tuffy for pushing the group and supporting me. I absolutely adore you, brother. You are one of the most genuine, beautiful people I have ever had the honor of knowing, never mind one of the best traders that I have ever met. All right, so Tuffy crew in the chat, let me know, every single one of you, how long have you been trading? I'm currently doing a beginner tutorial for those who have been trading up to 1 year, and I will be moving back into some very advanced stuff. If you are a very advanced trader, please go back a little bit in time and watch from the beginning of this stream, because I went very advanced very quick, and it's very important stuff on Bitcoin. If you are a pro trader from Tuffy's group, go back to the beginning of this stream and watch the pro stuff from there while I do this beginner tutorial, and then snap back to the live. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at this, Tuffy. You have got an army. We have over 100 viewers on the platform. We have 80 live on YouTube. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. I would love to have you in my crew full time. 1 month. This is beautiful. 1 month. Let's go. 3 months. So, okay, I'm going to carry on with this beginner tutorial. Please try stay on the stream so we can go back into the pro trading, and let's hit some live trades. Tuffy, if you have any signals that are heating up, let's do some live trading. This is an absolutely amazing crew that we have here today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and thank you, Tuffy. Even for the pro traders, this is important. Try to polish your knowledge at all times. Okay, let's go into some strategies on trend lines. Number 1, let's look at the bounce entry strategy. This is a beautiful example right here on this uptrend on Bitcoin. And of course, you always want to be using confluence with other indicators on this strategy. But right here, we can see a beautiful trend line that was starting up on Bitcoin, a beautiful, beautiful uptrend. And here we can actually see the bounce strategy that occurred and gave us a very, very nice entry. Of course, use the confluence of indicators such as your RSI. Watch my RSI tutorial in my crypto trading tutorials if you need to. But here we can see that it tipped beautifully into the oversold zone and gave us confluence for our entry on this beautiful bounce trading strategy, which is of course to find the trend line, the ascending trend line, and then watch for the pump and wait for the bounce, which confirms the continuation of the uptrend. Remember, whenever you are entering into a trade, you need to understand your risk to reward ratio. This, of course, was one of the best trades we have ever seen on Bitcoin, but here we can see always make sure that you keep your stop loss below the previous swing lows, and always take your target out to at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. And here we can see our 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio TP was hit absolutely beautifully in this trade, and very nice confluence came in with our RSI. I hope this is making sense. I know this is simple stuff for the pros, but beginners, let me know if you are following. All right, the second strategy that we're going to look at is the breakout strategy. This is a beautiful example here on this trend line, and this is actually going to show us 2 strategies. And the first strategy that I just showed you is the most simple. That is a beginner strategy. The next strategy, the breakout strategy, is slightly more advanced. It's an intermediate kind of entry strategy. And the third one is really what you want to try and learn. It is the lesser risk strategy, the higher win rate. And we'll get into it. So first of all, you want to, of course, draw in your beautiful trend line. Then when you see a break of that trend line, you want to look at entering your trade. We're going to go into some more detail on how you can get even better trades by using a parallel channel from these trend lines. The parallel channel video is also almost ready. I will be dropping that shortly. But let's just have a look at how beautiful this was, so the second strategy is the breakout of the trend line. We can see here that price had been consistently trying to break this line and failing with extreme significance. And then right here, we got a candle close above the trend line, which can signal us to go long. Remember to always drop in your long trade drawing tool, and always make sure that you bring your stop loss below the previous swing low with some buffer below the wick for volatility. Then always make sure that you are working with a 1 to 2, at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio to one of your first TPs. I'm going to give you some pro tips on how to take graduals using your Fibonacci, but for now, make sure that your major TP is at least 1 to 2 of your stop loss, and your stop loss is below your swing low. All right, the third entry strategy, and my personal favorite strategy, because this is a pro strategy. This is how you can really limit your risk. And you know what? Be the sniper, right? Be the sniper. Rather take less trades, but make your trades absolutely beautiful. There are things known as fake outs. Yes, this breakout trade worked out beautifully, but we will go back and find an example where actually this has failed. And the way to avoid this is simply by using your retest as your entry. And here we can see this was absolutely beautiful. So for this third pro strategy, and I would urge all of you to use this strategy, be the pro as soon as you can, right? Don't do the beginner things. Use these strategies like a pro as soon as you can, and if they're complicated, backtest them, trade them on demo, save your capital. Understand that capital preservation is number one. You cannot trade without money. Very, very important. Look at that, 100 live on YouTube. Let's go. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And you know what? I'm going to do a nice big giveaway for everyone. So stay tuned, and we'll make it for anyone, even if you're under Tuffy link. All good. And smash that like for me. Smash that like for me. We've got 100 live, so let's see 100 likes. Let's see 100 likes. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Absolutely awesome. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's see if y'all are subscribing. Very, very nice. All right, let me finish off this tutorial. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and look at this Tuffy crew. Tuffy crew is in the building. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm glad you are enjoying. And yeah, please do subscribe. All right, let's finish this off. So here we can see the absolute OG way to trade this and to be very safe would, of course, be to trade the retest of the flip of resistance into support from that trend line. Really, really nice. And always bring your stop loss down below the previous swing low. Always make sure you have a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 2. And always make sure that you are, of course, using confluence with your other indicators. One of the best levels of confluence you can use here is, of course, your volume. Let me see if I can pull up volume quickly. 1 second, 1 second. All right, beautiful. So when you see volume coming in on the retest, that is one of your indicators that some nice movement is coming in on the charts. And let's have a look at what the volume was doing at the retest of that trend line. Let's find it again. All right, there it is. So if you are watching for the retest of this trend line, try to see the volume spike, this little green volume spike that came in, which can show you, all right, it's time to go long. All right, we're doing well. I'm keeping it very simple. I know a lot of you in Tuffy's group are pro traders, but I hope some of you are also beginners and are learning from this tutorial. And stay tuned to my channel. Make sure you do subscribe because I am actually going to drop these tutorials as step-by-step broken down tutorials. Absolutely awesome. I just love the support. Thank you so much, Tuffy, from the bottom of my heart. All right, we're almost done with the first tutorial, so well done, everybody. What's happening to my chart? Jonathan, funny guy. Our resident funny guy. Okay, let's move. So, very important, of course, at all times to understand when trading any strategy is risk management. Number one, have your stop loss below the trend line and below the previous swing low for your longs. Number two, very important, always only ever risk 1%, 1 to 2% of your portfolio at your stop loss. This is one of the golden thumb rules of crypto trading. This means that you can lose 1,000 trades and still have capital preservation, because every time you lose a trade, that 1 to 2% gets slightly smaller, and it also allows you to have the beauty of compounding on your account, because every time you win a trade, that 1 to 2% will get slightly bigger. Okay, I believe we did do an example of the uptrend bounce, so we're good for that. All right, I think we're good to move. Let's move quickly. I was going to do an example of a failed breakout, but I think we spoke about it, so that's cool. Okay, so one pro tip I can give here is to draw in channels from your trend line. My channel video is almost ready. Please make sure you do watch it. But here you can see that if you drew out the parallel channel from your trend line, you would of course be given the beautiful median support and resistance flip, as well as your bottom extreme support and resistance. And if you want to trade these trends like a pro, you want to be entering a hedge long from the bottom and a hedge short from the top, and keeping both of these trades open until one of them hits stop at the break of the range and the other one goes into parabolic profits. Trying to keep it nice and simple. So nice to see everybody here. Please do smash that like button if you are watching. I see 107 live. Absolutely beautiful. So please do smash the like for me and subscribe to the channel. Are y'all subscribing? Okay. Another pro tip is, of course, to always use multi-time frame analysis. Always make sure that you do zoom out to check the ultra confluence of your trend lines. We can see here these beautiful wicks which are showing us just how important that trend was in terms of significance, and we can also see the beautiful wick which came in on the retest, giving us even more significance. Very, very nice. Alright, almost done, y'all, almost done. And then, of course, always look for your volume spikes which come in. Do you see how volume was coming in so nicely here at the breakout of this trend and the retest? Okay, very quickly, some pitfalls. Try not to fall for these pitfalls. One of the major pitfalls is forcing a line with too few levels of confluence. So if you see a trend forming and there are only two, try not to give it too much respect as of yet. Wait for at least 3 touch points before you start to use this trend line. This can give you weak signals if it only has 2 touch points. Also, try to watch out for lines that are overly steep. they can give you false breakouts. They are more likely to give you false breakouts if the lines are too steep. And of course, one of the major pitfalls is ignoring the larger market structure and ignoring the fundamental analysis. News events can happen which can absolutely invalidate the trend. All right, beautiful. Well done, everybody. I think that is absolutely awesome. Let's do a quick summary on trend lines. Number one, identify your 3 touch points at least. Number 2, draw in your trend line using the trend line tool and extend it for future price action. Number 3, make sure you validate your trend line in terms of the spacing between the touches of that trend line, and try to make sure the angle is as close to the ideal 45-degree angle as possible. Number 4, plan your entry, either the bounce, the breakout, or the retest. Remember, the bounce is the more beginner signal, right? And the breakout, slightly more advanced. The retest is really the pro strategy that you want to be learning and understanding. You'll get less trades, but your trades will have a higher win rate. Number 5, set your stop loss, set your target using your risk to reward ratio, and make sure your stop loss is below the trend line, below the previous swing, and then use your confluence of your other indicators like your RSI. You can even use more advanced indicators like your MACD or your money flow, and then make sure you use your Fibonacci levels for your take profits. This is a little bit more of a pro level, but make sure you are always taking gradual profits on your trade. If this was your stop loss below the previous swing, this was your major TP, you can use your Fibonacci extension on this trend to give you gradual take profit levels. Always good to take initial profits a little bit off the table. If you're in a good trade, realize the profits, because realized profits can disappear. There's the 0.5 first take profit. There's the 0.68 second take profit. 0.786 beautifully giving you your major TP at the 0.786 level and the fulfilling of your 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. Another pro tip is to always leave something in a trade. If you have a good trade, leave a little bit in your trade to ride. Because as we can see, this was an extremely respected trend line. The Bitcoin price had a lot of trouble breaking out, and once it did break out, it ran for a beautiful trade. If you took your gradual profits here and here and here and just left even a tiny bit in your trade from that level, you would have then, can you see how important Fibonacci is? You would have reached a very beautiful Fibonacci take profit at 1.618, and if you let something ride in that trade, you would have had another 33% in profits. Magnifique, absolutely beautiful. And that's it for the first tutorial. Well done, and thank you everybody for being here. I really do appreciate you, and I'm impressed to see that the Tuffy crew is staying on the stream. It's really, really impressive. I thought that maybe because we're doing beginner stuff, you would find it boring, but maybe more of you are on a beginner level than I thought. And you know what? A signal group like Tuffy's can be so, so important for a beginner because, of course, it helps you make more money to learn to trade with, right? It helps you make more money so that you can invest with it. But what it also does is it teaches you how to enter trades, how to exit trades. It lets you practice the execution of trades with beautiful signals so that, of course, you can eventually become the fisherman and create those signals for yourself and trade them like a pro because you've already executed them hundreds of times with Tuffy's beautiful signals. And let me tell you something. A trader like Tuffy and his trading group of analysts is one of the most rare things that you will find in the industry. Most of the time, these groups are scams. They are trying to take your money. I have been in Tuffy's group for years. I have known Tuffy for years, and he is 1 in a million. He is one of the few beautifully profitable, pro, high leverage traders. And you know what? Just like his bio says, he will carry Bitcoins to your grave. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Absolutely awesome to see the crew sticking around. And let's go, please, right now. If you have been enjoying, please do sub to the channel. I want to see everybody here in future live streams. And I do see the likes have been smashed. Absolutely awesome. All right, so let's move. I'm going to take us back to the daily. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go to the 4-hour time frame. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, so we're just going to do one more tutorial. And then I give you my word, we're going to go on to some altcoins. And yeah, some live trading. Some larger market charts, but we're taking it nice and slow today. And this is by far all-time highs for us on this channel. So huge shout out. And make sure you do sub. I don't know if it's just lagging or if I'm not seeing that the crew is subscribing. But smash that subscribe button so I can see you all in the next live stream. I'm going to be hopping on at random times to do live trades when they are kicking off. So make sure you do, make sure that notification button is hit, right? Okay, we're going to take it nice and slow for the next tutorial. Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to look at symmetrical triangles. We're going to understand what is a symmetrical triangle. We're going to learn how to spot it on the charts. We're going to learn how to draw it in on your charts, how to trade it with correct risk management. We're also going to look at some pro tips and some common pitfalls to avoid. So let's get straight into it. Of course, the first thing is to break down the concept of a symmetrical triangle to understand what is this pattern, what is this concept. In very simple terms, a symmetrical triangle is when the price is making consistent lower highs as well as higher lows. This is showing a squeeze on the charts in volatility. This is hugely important to understand because for an uptrend in market structure, we all know, maybe the beginners don't, but we look for higher highs and higher lows. For a downtrend, we look for lower highs and lower lows. If you see lower highs and higher lows, we are moving into a very nice trading opportunity. Screenshot this if you needed to, tattoo it on the back of your eyelids. Here you have a downward sloping trend line, here you have an upward sloping trend line. Watch the trend line tutorial if you need to. Well done to those of you who were here. And of course, the pinpoint of the triangle is known as your apex. We're going to be looking for upside breakouts as well as downside breakouts. We're going to be looking for retests as a strategy, and I'm also going to teach you the pro hedge trading strategy to trade these from both the resistance and the support. Beautiful. Okay, one more thing to take note of here is that these squeezes are very relevant to crypto, as these often lead to very sharp moves. Okay, and this squeeze in volatility represents indecision in the market. It's an opportunity to really hone in on a beautiful trade. Okay, so step one for drawing in these channels. Head to your charting software. I like to use TradingView for this. You can also use the Bybit charts. They are very nice. I like to use TradingView because it retains the history for a very long time on the charts. Beautiful. I see we have 110 live. Do me the favor and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Beautiful question. Yes, there are indeed asymmetrical triangles. These are known as ascending triangles, descending wedges, etc. And they are simply not symmetrical. They are different price patterns, but they are very similar, and I will be doing tutorials on those too. I actually have a few of them to show you, but anyway, let's keep focused on this one for now. The symmetrical triangle. Okay, so first off, you want to zoom out and make sure that your charts are nicely spaced on your screen, and try to identify a place on the charts where you are seeing, of course, these lower highs coming in. We can see here a downwards sloping angle on our trend, and we can see an upwards sloping angle on the uptrend. Here we can always first watch out for a squeeze in volatility. We can see that the price is squeezing. The second step is to draw in your trend lines. So simply draw them in. This is looking back in time, but try to draw these in as soon as you are witnessing a squeeze. As soon as you can see here that there are these higher lows and there are these lower highs, try to draw in your trend lines. Draw in your downward sloping trend line at the swing highs, draw in your upward sloping trend line at the swing lows. The third step, very simple, make sure there are multiple touch points at these trend lines. Simple, right? Very, very nice and simple. The next step is to measure this pattern. A lot do go wrong in this step, and it's very simple. You want to take your trend line tool. Once again, very important. Find it here under your trend line. Under your line tools, find your trend line. Make sure you star it so that you can easily find it on your favorites bar. Very simply draw in your trend line from the first swing low to the first swing high. So where you entered into your symmetrical triangle pattern, that is how you extrapolate your price target. This is mathematics, and this really, really does show you how to trade this pattern perfectly. As you can see, mathematics does not lie to us, and this is an extremely recent symmetrical triangle on the 4-hour chart from the last few days that beautifully reached its price target. Please let me know if you understand. Sometimes I go too fast. It is very simple to extrapolate your price target and understand. The bias for these symmetrical triangles is a continuation of the current trend. So there is a slight bias that if you enter the symmetrical triangle from the bottom, you are slightly more likely to exit the symmetrical triangle from the top and continue your uptrend. Remember, there is also a possibility that you could see this symmetrical triangle break to the downside, so I'm going to give you a very nice pro trading strategy for that. So let's first look at the breakout trading strategy for this pattern. This is, as most of you know, not my preferred trading strategy because it can come back to bite you. It can come back to bite you. Or maybe I should be an OG and only test the retest. Only show the retest strategy. Alright, let's see here. This is an interesting one because there's a lot of volatility here. This is a great example of just how important position sizing in position sizing in this is a great example of just how important position sizing is, as well as risk management. The breakout strategy says when you start to get candle closes above the trend line is when you can start to look for your long trades with your stop loss below the previous swing low. We can see right here you would have actually been stopped out, and then your next entry into the breakout strategy would have been your better entry. Remember to only always risk a little bit at your stop loss so that you can enter into the trade again and earn a lot off a little bit. This is a great example of why I prefer the hedge trading strategy from extreme support and resistance, as well as the retest strategy. So let me give you a pro insight here on really how to trade this pattern, because I do believe that a lot of the time these patterns are traded very badly and it causes a lot of loss. I personally do not trade these patterns using a breakout strategy. What I do to trade these patterns is I hedge trade them. So I take shorts from the resistance and I take longs from the support. When price comes down to my support, I add to my long trade and I keep it open. When price comes up to my resistance, I add to my short trade and I keep it open. So let me just show you here how beautiful this strategy is. The first time, if you were really diligent and you started to pick up on this pattern, the first time you would have entered your short is of course right here, and you give yourself some very nice buffer for your stop loss. Drawing the short. This is a pro strategy, so take it slow. Be careful if you are new to crypto trading. But pop in your short position, make sure you give yourself a nice bit of buffer for your stop loss above the previous swing, and make sure you're giving yourself a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Let me clean this up a bit. So always draw in your trade, make sure you're giving yourself nice room for your stop. Here we can see you could have entered your short trade round about here. Give yourself a nice risk to reward ratio. Of course, take gradual profits in this trade, but according to the hedge trading strategy, you don't close your short trade. You actually take gradual profits along the way, and then you add to your position. You add to your position. You add to your position. And this allows you to actually earn within this range. And the beauty of the hedge trading strategy, let me just keep it simple because I know this is advanced, but you build your shorts from the resistance. You build your longs from the support. So here we can see we are getting nice relevance on this support line, so you can start to enter your long trades. Make sure you give yourself a nice bit of buffer below your previous swing low. Make sure there's a nice risk to reward ratio above 1 to 2. Ideally, you want to be looking for a 1 to 3. And what you do here, okay, I know this is complicated, this is advanced, but you hedge your short positions and your long positions. And you add to your short positions at the resistance. You add to your long positions at the support. And the beauty of this is you can make gradual profits along the way. Of course, realize some of those profits, add some of the profits back into the short trade, back into the long trade. And what happens here is that eventually this pattern will break out either to the upside or the downside, and either your long trade or your short trade will go into parabolic profits. I know this is not one of the more well-known strategies for trading this triangle. It is a little bit more advanced, but for me it really is the pro way to do this. A very nice strategy, if the hedge trading strategy is too advanced, is to trade the retest. So here, if you see the breakout of your symmetrical triangle, wait for the retest. And here is a clear example of why you should always give yourself a nice buffer for your stop loss. We can see the last major swing wick is here, and you know, wicks show liquidity. They show you where your buffer needs to be for your stop loss, and make sure that you are trading these retests when the volume is coming in. You could have traded the longs from the support in the hedge trading strategy. You could have traded the breakout candles, and you could have also traded this retest. Please also use your Fibonacci extension to show you where your gradual take profits should be. Watch my video on the Fibonacci extension if you need to. Very nice take profit levels. Beautiful, beautiful. We're doing well, we're doing well. Very important to keep in mind for risk management. Always use a stop loss. Only risk 1 to 2% of your trading portfolio at any single stop loss in any one trade. Cool. We're doing good. All right, of course, some common pitfalls is be aware of news events that can always invalidate these kinds of trades. If Trump decides to pump the market, if Trump decides to dump the market, of course, these kinds of patterns can be invalidated. And always make sure that you are aware of larger market structure. Here we can actually see that the charts are giving us higher lows and higher highs, which is an upward sloping market structure, which also gives our bias for a breakout to the upside. Let me know if everybody is following. We're almost done. Another important tip here is to always combine these patterns with other indicators like your RSI, your volume, your MACD. And a very nice one for these are your moving averages. Watch my moving average tutorial if you need to learn to understand the moving average crosses. Very, very important. All right, beautiful. Well done, everybody, and thank you so much for sticking through these tutorials. I love to create them in this live environment, and then, as you know, I chop them up into my crypto trading tutorials playlist. But now it's time to have some more fun. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's bring back the beats. Let me know if they are clear enough. You know what? I'll play one of my favorite tunes. Let's go. This one right here. Let me know if the volume levels are good. And what we're going to do now is we're going to have some fun. We're going to zoom out into the market charts to get a greater perspective, right? We need leading indicators into crypto. If you're focusing on crypto, a lot of the time your indications are a little bit lagging. So we want to learn to read the market charts. We're also going to have a little bit of a look at the news, at the fundamentals. And then we're going to do altcoin analysis, whatever the crew wants to do. I have a bunch of altcoins that I would personally like to look at. But I'm here for the crew. I'm here to do whatever the crew would like to do. And absolutely awesome to see everybody here. Please do smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. Are the beats too loud? Are we good? All right, there's a few small things I want to show you on Ethereum. I know the crew is wanting to look at Ethereum also. And now, as most of you know, Ethereum is a major indicator into what's happening in terms of the altcoins against Bitcoin. Very nice to see Ethereum threatening its resistance, threatening a turnaround. All right, Avalanche, ADA and XRP I already have on my list. Upcoming ETFs, beautiful, Husseini. And let me add Avalanche to the list. Finally, back into the altcoins. Let's go. All right, let's add Avalanche. I'm thinking of actually adding to my Avalanche live trade. Cardano. Yep, we're going to look at Cardano. And TON, yes, we're going to look at TON because some beautiful, beautiful stuff happening there. All right, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Very important, this is the daily time frame on Ethereum. You can see that I've drawn a channel of major resistance here. I do believe that the eventuality of the break of this channel is really inevitable. I do think it's inevitable and it's beautiful. Alright, Solana I do have on my list, and there's some beautiful stuff happening there. Nice, Husseini, we'll look at it. Sui, alright, we'll look at Sui, beautiful stuff. Alright, let me know if the volume levels are good. Ethereum. Yirr. Speaking of trend lines, I mean, dang, if we look at this, this is one of the most epically respected trend lines we have ever seen on Ethereum. This is going to be one of the largest breakout sniper trades we have ever seen on ETH. And the risk to reward ratio here is looking absolutely beautiful. We can see here just to all-time highs on Ethereum. We have a beautiful, beautiful risk to reward ratio. You can see I also have some nice Fibonacci extension levels laid out here. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. We can also see a massive squeeze happening in the broader Ethereum market. Very, very cool. I mean, this is one of the best charts that I have seen in years. And, you know, one of the things we wait years for. Next effects in the building. Lovely to see you, bro. Lovely to see you, my brother. Does ETH have anything supporting? I mean, ETH is just looking super juicy. Super juicy, y'all. If we look at the Fibonacci extension on ETH, it's pretty much Elliott waving. If we look at the previous bear market bottom. Okay, let me make this nice and big. I mean, we could even just look at this on the weekly. Let me know if the charts are too squished up. But if you draw in your Fibonacci retracement from the previous bear market bottom to the top of our bull trend that we had, can y'all see that this is literally the golden pocket for Ethereum? Right now, this looks like a beautiful fakie below the 0.786. And just be aware that these fakies can be, they can be it. This can be your best possible entry into Ethereum. If we look at the previous market all the way from the bottom to the top, do you see what happened here? Look at this little bit of a fakie. Okay, we got one more opportunity, but really your best entry was this little fakie below the 786. And of course, we're seeing a very nice rhyme on the charts from what happened here last time, because right now Ethereum is giving us a tiny fakie below that 786. Of course, beware of the Elliott wave theory, which means that if we really do retest this as now resistance, this golden pocket, we could easily come back down to this level. And as I've said, I will be buying a couple of Ethereum at this level, and I have ladder limit entries all the way down to $100 on Ethereum. So as bad as it does get, the lower it goes, the bigger my buy entries are. Very likely a lot of this money will not actually be put out into Ethereum, but the lower it goes, the more I will buy. And a very nice mental level sitting right there at $1,000. This could be it. This could be it. We'll see if we can respect this golden pocket and move back up. And of course, we've got an extremely nice risk to reward ratio here to our local top. And you know, if we smash that local top, very likely we will see a continuation of this market structure, and then we could go to all-time highs, which is giving us a very nice risk to reward ratio on Ethereum right now. So I might add to my Ethereum trade. Tuffy Army still here, beautiful. So I know a lot of you are OGs, so let me know your analysis in the comments. And please do sub to the channel. Sub to the channel. I see 135 live. Absolutely beautiful. but not that many new subs. So if you're enjoying, just make sure you smash that subscribe button so that we can be a family. And Tuffy, are you still here with us, my brother? Let me know if any trades are heating up so we can take some live trades. If there are any trades that you want to hit high leverage on, let's go. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Let's degen it and let's put you on the spot. All right, so here we can see, I'm not going to spend too long on this, but I've identified basically a channel of extreme resistance for Ethereum, and Ethereum is right now consolidating in a symmetrical triangle pattern, just like we spoke about. Remember, the bias of these symmetrical triangles is as a trend continuation, so likely we could break down to the target of that. We are right now consolidating, trying to break through this extreme resistance of this trend. This might be the 786 of the larger trend. This might be it for now, but I'm going to show you some confluence on the market charts, which could mean that we have another leg to the downside, especially on the S&P, on the Bitcoin dominance, and even on the Bitcoin chart, right? We see the golden pocket sitting at 69K. There might be a bigger fake out here, another leg down, and make sure that if you are entering here, give yourself the buffer. Give yourself the buffer on the long trade so that you can manage your position downwards. Still playing V-chain short after TP1 with stop loss at break even. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I think I saw your V-chain signal. You're absolutely killing it. I mean, that tower trade was magnifique. But let us know if there's anything. I know it's hard to time them for these live streams, but let me know if there's anything popping off that I can enter live and put your analysis on the spot. All right, so Ethereum, the main thing I actually want to show you here is just something larger time frame to be aware of, and it's super bullish. It's super bullish. If we bring out, let me just hide this. If we bring out our weekly RSI on Ethereum, we're almost there. We're almost there. Do you see this? It even looks like volume is starting to turn around, momentum is starting to turn around. But the last time we were even near these levels on Ethereum was all the way at the bottom of the previous bear market. So this is making me, of course, very bullish towards the start of a very nice altcoin season, because if Ethereum starts to blow, it is going to lead the altcoins into probably the biggest altcoin season we have ever seen. And this is another reason why I think there's one more leg down, because ideally we want to see a level like this. We want to see a 26 level. Come on, give me more information. Give me more information. I think it's just loading. All good, all good. But as we can see, Ethereum is such a bullish asset that it hardly ever comes this low. And when it does, you gotta be greedy in the fear. You gotta make sure that you are starting to get bullish. Ethereum is here to stay. It's one of the best coins, you know, that this world has ever seen. If you want to know about Ethereum in 1 minute, watch my short video on it. You know, it's the birthplace of NFTs. It was the first altcoin. It leads the altcoin market. In my opinion, it's not dead. It's here to stay. There are these altcoin killers that are threatening it, but Ethereum is going to make a comeback, and I do believe easily to all-time high, easily up to this Fibonacci extension. And I will quickly show you the Fibonacci targets on this. They are very nice. If we take our Fibonacci extension from previous bull market low to previous bull market high down to Fibonacci golden pocket pivot, we can see there that there's a beautiful 786 sitting right here at previous bull market high. We've also got this beautiful one level sitting at $5,000. And then, I mean, look at this. Look at these beautiful extensions on Ethereum. We're looking at the 1.618 sitting around $8,000. We're then looking at that 2.618 sitting at $13,000. This is a risk to reward ratio right here that, I mean, people wait absolutely years for this kind of thing. If you enter now, you put your stop loss below the previous swing low, you've got a risk to reward ratio to total target of almost 1 to 10. Costly, welcome, welcome. Yeah, do you see the fam that Tuffy has brought in? We've got over 100 in the crew. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And let's check all y'all subscribing to the channel. Please do sub to the channel if you are new here. Absolutely awesome to have everybody here. I see some subs coming in. Alright, so I think I might add some to my Ethereum trade just now, bring in my entry. My Ethereum trade is still relatively small because I've been riding this entire downtrend and managing my trade all the way. My stop loss is nice and low, but I just really wanted to show y'all this weekly. I'm not going to go too in depth here on market Cipher B, etc., but this is looking like it could be a nice move. I don't think it's done quite yet. One little leg down and we can actually really build up a nice pump. Alright, so from here, let's go into our market charts. Let me know if you do want to look at the news. We will take a look at the news if the crew is wanting to. But very important, I think, for us always to zoom out to the broader market charts. When you look at your market charts, you're giving yourself a much bigger, broader market context. And like I said, the market charts are giving you leading indications into your crypto market. So you can see here I've been doing a lot of nice analysis on to the S&P index. Of course, we saw the S&P absolutely die out of its very tight pipeline uptrend when Trump introduced his tariffs. Then we saw a very nice rebound from this beautiful golden pocket level, and now we're actually seeing a continuation of this downtrend, and I'll show you exactly why I think there could be another leg down for this S&P, which of course would mean another leg down for higher risk assets such as Bitcoin and altcoins. But let me clean this up quickly so I can show you step by step what's happening here. First of all, what I like to do on my charts, and this chart shows us just why it's so important, always try to take your local tops and understand that a local top, do you see how this was an all-time high that started a very harsh downtrend and a bear market? Always understand that those local tops are your most important support and resistance. So always drop in a horizontal line at your previous local top. And as you can see, I mean, if anybody entered into alts or Bitcoin or any stocks like Nasdaq, Nvidia at that level, which was literally just the previous local top, you would have literally caught the bottom. And that is why Bitman managed to catch 20 trades on all of the most beautiful altcoins directly at the bottom. Very simple analysis. Another level of confluence, of course, is to draw in simply your Fibonacci retracement, and this is one of the major reasons why I think we could see another leg down. This is a very clear uptrend. Here we can see market structure starting to break. We see that all of these higher lows are finally invalidated by much lower low. And of course we can see here, okay, so I've been doing a lot of analysis here. Let me clean it up. Let me just clean up these lines. But if you look for your biggest wicks on the chart, you will see them here. You will see your biggest wicks here. And these, of course, are giving us our biggest levels of liquidity. And we can very clearly see where the golden pocket is sitting. This is an uptrend. This is the start of a downtrend. This was only the 0.5 level. And you see how significant the 0.382 was. You can see how significant the 0.236 was. This Fibonacci is, I mean, it's being respected to the dollar, the 0.236, to the dollar with this wick, the 0.5 level. There could very easily be one more leg down. This is the weekly time frame. Costly. We're zooming way out on the market charts. We want broader market context and perspective here. Sheesh, look at the crew in this building. 138 live. Please, everybody who is live, smash the like button and sub to the channel. Since everybody is here live with us, let me do something big for y'all. I'll do a nice big giveaway for anybody under whatever link, Tuffy's link, my link, because I know a lot of you are Tuffy's crew. But let's go. If we can hit 100 likes, I'll do a nice big giveaway. And actually, mainly, what's important to me are the subscribers. So let's see, we have 100 live with us. If we can just hit 1,525. Right, I will do a nice big giveaway. So let me make the banner here. I've already got a giveaway for my crew that I'll drop shortly. But here we go. $1,525 subs. Does that sound good? Does that sound good to you? I love to share the love. I've been in this industry for a while. I love to share the love. 1,525 subs, right? Should be easy. Should be easy. We're at 1,475. Got 100 watching. That's only 50 up from here. Should be easy. Maybe y'all don't want a giveaway because you're already making so much bank from Tuffy signals. But there we go, there we go. If you want to sub to the channel, we'll do a nice big giveaway. Yeah, weekly time frame is always best for perspective, right? Just for your beautiful, beautiful perspective. And here we go. It's as simple as that. We can see easily another leg down. Another massive leg down for capitulation. And this S&P is directly correlated to the total market cap as well as the total market cap of altcoins, which is the total 3. And then you can see here, I have another last resort level. So this level is last resort. It would be the Elliott wave. If we lose the Fibonacci golden pocket, it would be the Elliott wave down to the 1 level. And it's also the golden pocket of the entire larger trend. We can see a midpoint break here in this trend. But if we go all the way back to 2020, which was really the bottom, all right, this is an uptrend still. Which is why, you know, this golden pocket for me is looking really nice. I do believe this is going to be it right here. This beautiful golden pocket continuation from here. I'm just trying to clean this up a bit. Let's draw in a nice rectangle here. Because if we look at that golden pocket as a turnaround point for a continuation of this chart in general stocks and crypto, I mean, that is perfect market structure. That is just absolutely beautiful market structure. The reason I'm putting this in here is because if we actually lose this level and we threaten a break of market structure there, then of course we'll be looking at the Fibonacci all the way from the bottom. And that's why I have my last resort level in here, which will really be the last place to seriously buy fear, buy capitulation, really get the lowest possible levels you're likely to see on altcoins and Bitcoin for a long time. Okay, if we look at weekly RSI, just going to keep this very simple for now. We're keeping our golden pocket there. We'll only get more bearish if we lose that golden pocket. If we look at weekly RSI, we can see that already we have managed to reach that weekly bottom. It could even just be the 0.5 level. It could be the 0.5 level. Let's have a look at this Fib retracement here to see where we came to. It could be on the uptrend. Previously we just saw the 0.5. Does everybody see that? The previous, because all right, so S&P, for those of you who don't know, are your tech stocks. So tech stocks are just extremely bullish because technology is consistently getting more advanced while it's getting cheaper. So this is why we see such an amazingly bullish chart, and this could be it. This is one of the reasons why it could be it, because our weekly is giving us a little tip of that oversold area. What we could see here before we actually go nuts, and one of the reasons why we could see a lower level, is if we're really going to get a nice pump. If we look at what happened back in time, it's always nice to use history to try and get a rhyme, and have a look at the S&P right here. We see that we touched the oversold, then we came in to get more momentum. Momentum gave us a lower low. Momentum gave us a higher low, while price gave us a lower low. This has not happened yet. Yes, we've hit the 0.5 over here. We've hit the support and resistance of the previous top, just like there. But we have not gotten the bullish divergence, which would mean something like this. we get a higher low in momentum while we get a lower low in price. Nice track. I hope everybody's following. Come on, y'all. Smash those subs for the giveaway. Let's go. Okay, cool. I think it's S&P. Let's move on. I want to go from here on to Bitcoin dominance. So we're going back to the Bitcoin market. I mean, another thing you can look at here is, of course, the Dixie. Oof. Very interesting. I'm not going to get too bogged down here for now. We've been going for 2 hours. Very nice. Thank you for everybody for sticking around. Very, very cool. Alright, let me drop the next letter in the code for my crew. Anybody who is under my link, the next letter in the code is K. There's a capital K. Give me a second to have a sip here. Okay, we're on the weekly time frame here on Bitcoin dominance. This really is one of the most important charts that you can be looking at right now. Bitcoin advisors, I saw you hopped on. Are you still with us? I really want you to watch the stream from the beginning so you can see the Market Cipher B OG stuff, because I know you're really, really good at Market Cipher B. Okay, so we can see our bull flag is playing out. Let's go to the daily time frame. Our current pattern of this bull flag is moving towards its target. Very, very nice. You can see a nice target here. And for me, this green zone is really what I'm looking at. I would love to see more blood. I know a lot of us are just sick of the blood. We want the market to pump right now. But this is one of the reasons why I think that we could see lower levels for altcoins. And I've explained this before. This is actually extremely bullish, because what we're seeing here is still room above us for Bitcoin dominance. If we look at where extreme resistance is sitting for Bitcoin dominance, we can see that it's right here. That is our extreme resistance for Bitcoin dominance, which means there's still a bit of room for blood up to the top of this massive channel. And what's so beautiful here is that Bitcoin is still relatively low according to its all-time high. We're still 20 to 30% down from all-time high. And if any of you have studied the Bitcoin dominance cheat sheet, of course you will know that the catalyst for an altcoin season is Bitcoin dominance coming down, but Bitcoin needs to be going up. So we need Bitcoin to come low, and we need Bitcoin dominance to come high. Learn the Bitcoin dominance cheat sheet. If you don't know it, it's very simple. I've shown it a few times before. All you have to do is type, let's go, BTC dominance cheat sheet. There's a beautiful one here from Mr. Miles Deutscher. And yeah, very, very easy to use. Absolutely beautiful. Very important to just note these major ones. Bitcoin dominance up while Bitcoin price coming down. You will see an altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance coming down. Oh, sorry, yeah. Bitcoin dominance coming down while Bitcoin price is going up is what we're looking for. Which is why I'm so happy that Bitcoin is coming down while Bitcoin dominance is going up. Yes, it means our altcoins are dumping, but it means that we are setting ourselves up for a massive altcoin season. I hope everybody's following me there. And yeah, it looks like we've still got a ways to go for this bull flag to play out and hopefully up into our beautiful zone. And I just want to test this top line. I would love to even see a fake out here, and alts will completely die. Alts will capitulate so hard, but they will give us even better entries. And I just want to see the best altcoin season. I want to see the mammoth altcoin season like we've never seen it before, all the way down to the bottom of this channel. And I want to see Bitcoin actually coming lower while Bitcoin dominance comes higher. I don't mind if alts dump more. I just want our altcoin season to be bigger. I'll be very honest, altcoin season can pop off at any time, and it can be beautiful. But it looks to me like we've got a little bit of an extra leg up. And of course, if altcoins dump any more, we will see some major capitulation. Is everybody following me? On the daily, we are seeing the RSI topping out. Let's have a look at this weekly RSI to see where we are on Bitcoin dominance. There we go. Bitcoin dominance is already also topping out on the weekly RSI. We are also seeing multiple bearish divergences. This could even be another bear with higher prices, lower on momentum. Honestly, I just want us to pump up. Let's see this kind of a level right here. So draw in a horizontal line at this level of really the highest that we went on Bitcoin dominance before our previous altcoin season. Right there. That's going to be a nice level to push to on the weekly RSI. Alright, so lovely to have everybody here. Absolutely awesome. Come on, y'all. Smash that sub button. Smash that sub button. And then I'll do another giveaway. I know lots of y'all are watching, so I appreciate you so much. This is by far the all-time high for live viewers that we've seen. Okay, so I think we're good for Bitcoin dominance. Alright, y'all know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the top of this major channel for one of the biggest altcoins that we've ever seen down to the bottom of the channel. Let's move from here swiftly on to total market cap. And we're moving towards some live trading. So stay tuned, stay tuned. There was some very interesting stuff here on total. Let me find it. Oh, there we go. Alright, so total, I would be looking at this channel, which is very, very important. Parallel channel video is almost done if y'all need to know how to draw them, but have a look at this total market cap on the daily. Very, very important to take note of right now. Does everybody see that? It's beautiful. It's beautiful, right? Okay, there we go. So it's this major level. Remember, I always say previous local high. This is total market cap, previous local high. No, I'm definitely doing the first giveaway, my brother. Definitely. But that's another one. If we can actually push the crew who are live with us, which is massive, we've got 100 live. If we can push the crew to just sub us up, then I'll do another giveaway for the crew. Okay, so a few things here. We are looking, of course, like something very bullish could be happening here on the total crypto market cap. We're seeing what could be seen as a double bottom pattern here with a very nice price target. Just be aware that we do need to break this major level. I've seen a lot of actual literally massive capital traders looking at this level, and it is this green line here at 2.69 trillion. It might sound like a random level, but that level there on the total market cap, as you can see, is the previous local high for total market cap. If we can actually break above this level, things are gonna get a lot better for crypto in general. So just be aware of that, and be aware that we have seen a nice breakout out of this channel. But of course, be aware that we could see fake outs, we could see a move back into the channel since we haven't really broken out there. And Tuffy, let me know, brother, if you have any OG analysis for us and any live trades we can smash into. I'm so proud of the crew for their diligence. And let's see where the total market cap Fibonacci is sitting right now. Beautiful golden pocket directly to the center of the golden pocket. This is one reason why the bottom just might be in already. Alright, I know we've been here for long. No stress if you are saturated and you need to hop off. All good. I know my crew is in for the long run. We didn't even get to the altcoins, but all good. They showed us the love, right? They showed us the love. They came in, they showed us their support, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, so grateful. All right, let's keep going, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so that's nice to see. Golden Pocket has been respected very nicely, and well done if you got in at the Golden Pocket. This is a reason to actually be using this chart. As you can see, have a look at that. If you entered into the Golden Pocket on the total market cap, you literally caught the bottom on everything. Bitcoin, altcoins, everything. And from here, I usually like to go to the total 3. And let me know who's still watching. I appreciate you so much. If you're still watching, drop me a comment. Yeah, I think I've dropped 3 letters in the code. Let me drop the next one. The next one is a capital X. Hey, beautiful. Lovely to see the crew still here. Thank you for being here. Absolutely awesome. We're not going to make it a super long one. We've done very, very well today. Tuffy, are you still with us? Alright, total 3 looking very good also, as we can see. Golden Pocket for total 3. Alright, so let me know in the chat. Let's see, let's have a vote. Is the bottom in? Is the bottom in for crypto and altcoins? I'm just checking. Oh, there we go. Is the bottom in for altcoins? Is the bottom in for crypto and altcoins? I want to hear it from the crew. Because there are signs that it is. Right? There are signs that it is. And then there are signs that there's another leg. That there's another leg. Another leg down. I mean, this looks interesting. So on the daily, on total 3, this bullish divergence was invalidated, first of all. Second of all, it was a hidden bull because it was above oversold. So we might actually even come way more down on total 3. I'm sorry to say. Let's see if we break up in this momentum. Alright, from here I like to go to USDT dominance. Also a very important chart here. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. Alright, so this one is very important to try and figure out. We can see here we're currently rejecting from the top of this channel on USDT dominance. As most of you know, this is inversely correlated to crypto. So we have seen a pump as we've been coming down here. And alright, so let me just zoom out for those of you who aren't aware of what's happening here on USDT dominance. We're actually following this downtrend in a parallel channel. And here we can see that we might actually be threatening a new market structure here. And it all depends on this support line at the median of this channel. Do we get a higher low here for USDT dominance, which could mean a higher high? Or do we get a lower low, which of course could mean a continuation of our downtrend on USDT dominance and would be good for crypto. Alright, should we get into our altcoins? Should we have a quick look at the news? There were a few things that I thought were very important. Alts ready to skyrocket, awesome. So if the bottom's not in, it's pretty close, right? It's pretty close. Like, it's a nice time to start getting bullish. But you know what I've learned in this market, and especially from copy trading, is you never want to go all in. You always want to have patience. You always want to enter in very strategically, very patiently, very slowly. Yeah, and some of them are already pumping. We'll have a look at a few of the altcoins now. Alright, let me actually drop the next letter. It is a capital A. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all this chart. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to quickly break it down for you. So some of you already know we were looking at this chart. This is the correlation of Bitcoin to gold. And Chris, Mr. BTC Advisors, if you're in the chat, yo, I mean, this one's for you. I know you work in gold. I know you trade gold. And I mean, absolutely beautiful to see these correlations. I mean, this is the first time I've really understood this correlation, and I think it's very important for the crew, and it's actually super bullish. It's super bullish. We looked at this in the Fundamental News Insights session, so well done. I can't remember who brought it, but it's absolutely beautiful, and it just shows the power of community, right? You never stop learning if you're with a good crew. So basically, this line at the top is your Bitcoin price, and then here on the side are your Bitcoin prices. This line over here is your gold price, and its price is on the left. Then what we see is a very nice correlation, and it's very simple. When we see gold topping out, we then see gold entering into a bearish zone of consolidation, making lows. I mean, gold, most of us know, is just a very bullish asset throughout thousands of years. It continues to go up because it's probably the best store of wealth outside of Bitcoin. And when things happen like the stock market is in turmoil, etc., a lot of people will flock to gold as their store of value because it is tried and tested over 4,000 years. People have been investing in gold for the last 4,000 years, and this is part of the reason why it does so well. And what's really interesting here is, as we can see, when gold finally reaches an all-time high and then consolidates downwards, that's when we see our parabolic runs in Bitcoin. In the last 3 cycles, we can see that as gold has topped out, and started to consolidate downwards to its higher lows in its larger market structure, that is where money flows out of gold and into higher risk assets, which are also a store of wealth, like Bitcoin. So to break this down further, basically, people are constantly investing in gold as a safe haven. And then when they make nice profits, they sell that gold into even higher risk assets, which are safe havens like Bitcoin. A lot of us know Bitcoin is known as digital gold. And here we can see that when gold starts to consolidate downwards, it comes into Bitcoin. That money comes into Bitcoin. What we can see here is that gold has had one of the biggest rallies that it's ever seen. It is parabolically getting larger and larger in its rallies to the upside, especially because of just how big the turmoil is currently in the stock market. And what we're seeing here is that we could be seeing the biggest bull market continuation run that we've ever seen in crypto, given just how big this gold run has been. We do not know if the high is in for gold. Gold might very well continue to come up further, but when it tops out, when it puts in its high, and when it comes down to reach new lows, we will see a lot of money coming out of gold and into Bitcoin, because of course people want to balance their portfolios. Everybody who's made absolute bank in this run on gold here will want to take profits on gold into something that is relatively low, like Bitcoin coming down into the 80s, maybe into the 70s, maybe to 69k. Do you see how that makes sense? You take profits out of one safe haven asset like gold, which is very high, and you put it into another higher risk safe haven asset like Bitcoin, which is, in terms of its correlation, a little bit lower. And we can see here that according to this chart, I mean, this person is obviously very bullish, and they've drawn in a very nice run here on Bitcoin up to above 260k, given that gold has had such a nice pump and that we might see an outflow of those profits into Bitcoin. Is everyone following me? Because this is cool. This is like really nice. Okay, and then just very quickly, let's go Ripple versus SEC. The trial is paused. There's this idea of a $50 million deal. If this goes through, it could be extremely bullish for XRP. All right, Mantra, one of the biggest scandals we've seen, since Luna, I would say. a huge amount of money wiped out of the cryptocurrency market in one day. I do believe one giant scam, one giant scandal. I do believe this is all lies. I don't like it at all. They're blaming the sexes. It's not cool. And if you were burnt, I'm sorry. Take it as a lesson in risk management, diversification, tokenomics, right? Do not buy into pumped coins. Do not buy into manipulated coins. Do not buy into coins where you can see that the tokenomics are bad, where the majority of the coin is held by the founders, etc. Right, we see a spot Solana ETF happening in Canada. This could create a kind of domino effect for Solana ETFs throughout the US, throughout the globe, etc. Nice to see a spot Solana ETF, and nice to see Canada taking that initiative. We also see it looks like things in the global markets are getting slightly better because Trump is making now deals with Japan when it comes to this crazy tariff war that has been happening between Japan. I mean, Trump earlier said something about a 700% tariff on rice. It's just absolutely crazy. And if they come to a deal, we could see everything go up from here, which is really, really nice. All right, so how's everybody doing? I know we've been going for a long time. We've been going for 2 hours. Absolutely lovely to have everybody here. Let me have one more sip. I think we're going to go into altcoins now. So what I always like to look at first before I go into altcoins is the altcoin season index. And as we can see, things are so bloody here. I mean, this is crazy. This graph is actually breaking. As you can see, the graph is actually breaking because they did not expect any of the top 50 performers in the last 90 days to go as low as 82%. And this is crazy. So Trump is down 82% over the last 90 days, but it is still the 50th top performer, which is nuts. It means that the market is the most bloody maybe that we've ever seen the altcoin market. Here we see ENA 71% down. ENA is one of the most fundamentally relevant and brilliant coins that we've seen, yet it's 71% down. Here we go. AAVE. I'm thinking of adding to my AAVE trade. 65% down. And we can see why dollar cost averaging should of course be very active at the moment, as well as the rest of your trifecta, which are ladder limit entries, and of course buying the dip on your weekly RSI on these coins. Uni down 63%, Doge down 61%, near 60% down, Pol, AERGO all around 60% down, Sui, FET, ETH. We can see that in the crypto market, nothing is currently in profit over the last 90 days. This is deep altcoin bear market territory. Even BTC is 24% down over the last 90 days. This is the kind of thing that should make your vampire teeth come out. You need to learn to flip the fear into greed when you see this kind of fear in the market. Is everybody with me? Love it. Please sub to the channel if you're new. Smash that like button. I mean, this is awesome. We've done so well today. Let me give the next letter in the code. It is a number 8. A number 8. And then I will save the last 2 letters for the end. Okay, so let's look at altcoins. Let me know what you want to look at. I'm going to start with a few of mine. I mean, Tau we can see is doing relatively well, 34% down. XRP is an interesting one, 40% down. A lot of bullish fundamental news coming in. ADA looking good, 43% down. Render 45% down, and as you can see, I've actually got my render trade open here. Very nice. Managed to catch the absolute bottom here on render, so it's looking good. We've got a nice double bottom. I think this will be the next tutorial that I do record and break up, and we can see that if things remain bullish here on a market structure break here for render, we could see a nice move to the upside. I'm desperate to add to this trade, as I started off very small. This is copy trading, so I do keep it small so that those who are following me on minimum margin can also get into the trades. But I would like this trade to be a whole lot bigger, so I will simply follow my strategy to the T, which is to wait for this daily stochastic RSI to come to the bottom so that we get these nice entry zones. And when it does come back down into the bottom, I will add to this trade, and we can see here that this could very likely be the start of a nice uptrend for render, and this risk to reward ratio is absolutely beautiful. Alright, so let's do a rapid fire of the alts. Let me know what you would like to look at. There was some interesting stuff on ZEC that we were looking at. It's quite a nice chart. So, of course, be careful here. This is an extreme volatility chart. And, I mean, one of the reasons this is piquing my interest, first of all, is because this is a very nice risk to reward ratio, of course, to all-time highs. Secondly, we can see that there is a very nice curve coming in here, which could, of course, be this beautiful smile curve that we get in our dollar cost averaging. It's the most terrible smiley I've ever drawn. But the risk to reward ratio is looking good, and one of the main reasons I'm starting to eye this is because, you know, I always say sideways is good. We have seen this coin moving sideways for quite a while, and then we actually see that the whales woke up and they pumped this coin quite a lot. This is definitely whale money that came into this coin right here. We can see a beautiful bullish divergence gave the entry right there, and there was a 350% pump. This for me is a sign of really nice things that could come in the future, and something for us to really be aware of. Let's draw in this Fibonacci extension, Fibonacci retracement here. And we can see that currently we are in the golden pocket. Not the nicest golden pocket bounce here, but this could be a move to the upside, and the risk to reward ratio is really nice. Let's quickly have a look. Let me just remind myself and everybody on the tokenomics here, on the fundamentals. You always want to know, you know, how much money is in this coin. So here we can see the total market cap is 500 million. So it's not yet a mid cap, which would be above $1 billion, but it's getting there. It's not yet a coin that I want to trade because it is not yet a mid cap, but it really is piquing my interest, mostly because if you look at the risk to reward ratio here, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, this the open price was $2,000. I don't know why it's showing that high, but I mean, anywhere towards that all-time high is a crazy good risk to reward ratio. I also love that it has a max supply. That is very nice, and the circulating supply is already 75%. Most of us know that when that circulating supply does reach 100%, we could see a very nice pump. And let's go. Zcash is a decentralized cryptocurrency focused on privacy and anonymity. One of the reasons I'm interested in this is because Trump has disbanded, you know, his whole army against these kinds of privacy coins, and they could make a comeback. Privacy coins could really make a comeback into the limelight. ZK Snark is extremely technologically advanced stuff happening, and it's nice to see that it's unique. Optional anonymity. A very nice level of privacy which is unattainable with regular pseudonymous cryptocurrencies. I like this. So let me know who else likes this. There's something about Zcash which I'm extremely selective. Y'all know this, but there's something about this that I like. Optional anonymity, right? Unlike MKR or not MKR, what's it? What's the OG privacy coin? XMR. You know, that's like forced anonymity. This is really cool. It's like you can choose your own level of anonymity, which is really nice. Superhero Junction, are you new to the stream? Lovely to have you. Yeah, we chilling, bro. This is how we do it. We chilling. So please sub to the channel, and thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely lovely to have you. chilling with my crew. Couldn't be happier. I'm gonna try stream while I'm overseas, but this might be the last stream for a while. I'm gonna be at Token 2049 next week, but yeah, I'm gonna try hop on the streams. Alright, public transactions do not reveal user identities. So I'm gonna think of entering a long trade here on the copy trading. Let's quickly check if Zcash is on copy trading. I do believe it is. Okay, and let's put a limit order in here for a position at a nice level of confluence. I mean, as we can see, we are currently in the golden pocket, but let's just find a level here which would be even better. Just gonna clean this up. Sure. And for me, it's looking like this support and resistance flip right here. It's very low, and this might not go off. This might not go off. Maybe that's a little bit too conservative, but I'm thinking of basically putting my entry at the low. At the low. Because that looks like basically it could be a retest of that support and resistance flip right here. Alright, let's see if there's a slightly less conservative entry we could do here. That's a very nice SNR flip right there. Is anybody trading Zcash? Is anybody trading Zcash? Let me know your thoughts on this. Alright, and let's start to wrap it up. We've been here for a while and we've been doing very, very well. A few more alts I want to look at, but you've been killing it, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see what we can find here. I really want an entry on this. And of course, an easy way to do this is to simply set an alert for the next real bullish divergence. So if you look at this chart, we can clearly see where the last killer entry was, and it was here. Okay, that was 340% up, and what was that? That was a beautiful bullish divergence. That's where it's at. Lower price, higher high in momentum, OG sniper trading style, and 400% up. So let's see if Market Cipher gave us something similar there. It did. Wow, it even gave us that one. Okay, beautiful. So what we can do here is set an alert for this. And I like this. I don't usually trade these kinds of market caps, but at least it's 500 million, right? It's not 100 million. And I do see this market cap going up to that 1 billion, which would be a mid-market cap, because I really like its fundamentals. I'm yet to read its white paper, which I will do before entering this. But what we can do here is set the alert for this bullish divergence, because as we can see on the Market Cipher B, every time it gives this beautiful bullish divergence, it's a nice entry. Does everybody see this? It's a nice entry. It's a nice entry. Stunning. So we're going to be patient and we're going to wait for those entries. Head and shoulders, is it inverse? Y'all are helping me out here. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so glad you're enjoying. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. And keep that chat hot. Please sub to the channel if you're new. Head and shoulder. Inverse. Nice. Oh, you mean like this little consolidation section here? Yeah, there's a few different things going on here. We can see what could be a bear flag, so be careful. You know, just like a bull flag is bullish, a bear flag is bearish. And we can see here that this is a very, very bearish bear flag, because if we extrapolate this price target of the bear flag, we could be looking at absolute devastation for this coin. And that just makes total sense. Down back to the bottom of that channel, and that would be very sad and very sore. But this is one of the reasons why we only enter on these bullish divergences. We are getting a little green trigger wave here, which is nice. So very likely on this time frame we'll see a pump here. I'll look at that head and shoulders now. Let's quickly check the weekly market cipher. Little red dot on the market cipher. VWAP crossing down. Not looking good there. Yeah, I'm going to be patient for the daily bullish divergence here. But let's just see this inverted head and shoulders. It's alright. The only thing is this wick, which is not nice. Right? What that wick is telling us is there's a level right here that desperately wants to be filled. See that wick? Do you see how this wick was printed there? What happened? That level got filled. This wick printed here, this level could very likely be filled. So yep, that does look like a possible inverted head and shoulders. Could be something like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, price target. This all depends on larger market structure. But it's there. It's there. Well spotted. You can see it. The only thing I don't like about it is these outlying wicks. And it looks to me like this liquidity wants to be eaten up. Is everyone with me? So what I'm going to do here is wait for this daily bull, because this looks like we could get a daily bull. If we see this higher high and we see a lower low, could get a beautiful daily bullish divergence entry. So I'm going to quickly add that alert, and I also want to look at the other alerts that have been popping off recently. But here we go. We just add the alert on the daily. We want the buy big green circle plus the div on the market cipher. We extend it out into the future, and we just go long ZDC. This is going to be a 2x for me. Beautiful. Then always check that your alert is now activated. Very nice. Alright, so we're coming to the end. Let me know what you want to look at. I've got hamster written down here. Okay, I think let's look at ADA. And let's look at TON. I'll leave that in for now. Ooh, dang. ADA is just begging for a nice ride. Okay, so very interesting here. This looks like a crazy channel to me. And again, just be patient for this bull to see how powerful these divergences are. I mean, that was your entry there for this crazy trade of 80% on the daily. And it looks to me like we're just setting up for another one right here, which would mean lower prices if we have another leg down. But I'm also seeing a crazy channel here. It's almost like, I mean, this was just an outlier, I guess, because it was overpumped, because Trump named it as one of the reserve coins. But it's like I want to include that in this channel. Nice. Nice. Do you see that? The median line, so important. Beautiful bullish divergence there. Now sitting on this bottom support. Major price targets above us. Very, very nice. Let me quickly check on my ADA trade. 62 cents. Alright, I've got a limit order sitting here to add to my ADA trade, so we're all good there. Alright, so something very nice happening here on TON. Most of you know I'm quite bullish on TON in the long term. Thank you everybody for sticking around. I appreciate you so much. And it was so fun to have the Tuffy crew in the building. Alright, so you can see that I actually almost dropped this trade into my trading academy, but I decided not to pull the trigger on it yet for a few reasons. But what we are seeing here is a possible very, very nice break of market structure on TON and the start of a new market structure. We can see that currently on this tiny range at the bottom, we are seeing our golden pocket. We are also seeing possibly a higher low, which could mean a change of market structure as opposed to all these lower lows that we have been getting. And we can also see a possible retest of this line. It looks like it just front run it, which is why I have not pulled the trigger yet on adding to this trade. And here's another time you can see that, oof, these levels just love to be filled. I think this coin is extremely bullish in the future, but just play it patient, play it safe, be careful. Let's have a look at this larger fib here. This is golden pocket. This is golden pocket, y'all. This could be the zone. Alright, let's move. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. Been holding TON. Me too. I'm dollar cost averaging into TON at all times. I do think it's a very nice token. Alright, so let's look at Render. Render is one of the coins which, as I say, I think is one of the most fundamentally useful coins that has actually ever been created. And I'm extremely bullish on it in the long term. And we're seeing a few really nice things happening here. You can see it looks like the downtrend is coming to an end. We're seeing the start of what could be a very nice change in market structure. And again, it looks like a little bit of a front run of a retest of that trend line, but we are seeing a possible double bottom here with a very nice price target. And yeah, I think we already had a look here, but I'm just gonna wait for a slightly lower level to add to this trade. All right, we're gonna go a little bit faster. Let's have a look at Link. Is a position that is slightly too small. Okay, looking nice. I'm also very bullish on Chainlink in the long term. They are a great project. And this is looking good. This is looking good for market structure. Let's see how that goes. Alright, let's quickly look at HBAR. If we need to do more analysis, I'll go into TradingView. Okay, HBAR looking good. Nice entry from the bottom of the channel. Still, the position is too small, but not bad. We've been doing well here with HBAR, and I think this is a very nice risk to reward ratio. Is this golden pocket? Where's my favorites? Where's my favorites? Alright, it is indeed golden pocket here on HBAR, so could be the bottom, depends on the larger market structure. You can see I have a limit order in down here to add to my HBAR trade, being nice and patient. Really eyeing TON and HBAR. Nice. Got me taking notes. Let's go. Yeah, so at the moment, to be honest, everything's looking hella bullish because everything's at its golden pocket. Everything is breaking market structure. Everything is breaking trend line. But it all depends on these larger market charts like Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, total market cap, and mostly it depends on the S&P, which actually just runs on the news. So if I'm honest, everything is running on news right now. The most important thing is what's happening with Trump, is what's happening in the US with the tariff war. If the tariff war can be sorted, altcoins are ready to absolutely explode. But you know what? Trump is so impressed with how the global market has held up during this tariff war that he might make it even more harsh. He might decide to destroy everything a little bit more so that he can build it up even more in his own name. So honestly, I think it's near to the end and it could be the end, but please just beware of one more leg down. So you can see on all of these coins, I just have one more leg down entry. Because that's what the whales like to do, let's be honest. That's what the whales like to do. AERGO. Yeah, AERGO is an interesting one. Okay, let's look at AERGO. I'm going to quickly add it here. Alright, so then one of the coins we entered recently was Mana. Let's have a look at that. Alright, not looking bad. It looks like we might be testing our entry as resistance. But it's not a bad entry. We can see a very, very nice channel here. Could be seeing a nice price target. Sideways is good. Remember that. Sideways is good. Mana's looking good. Tiny trade. Tiny trade. So I do want to add to this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my stop loss slightly down if I can. Nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a limit order right here at this low. 20 cents. Cross 2x limit price. We're going to make it 20 cents. And then let's go by value. So that is the US dollar value with the leverage applied to it. And let's keep it at the minimum. Always hit post only. There we should see it appear. Very nice. Okay, what else have we recently done? ONDO. I'm gonna look at your alts now, so keep on dropping them. This ONDO logo looks so much like the ChatGPT logo. Is it just me? Is there something there? Is it somehow connected to ChatGPT? Okay, also tiny trade, doing well. Looks like we've got a good entry here. Alright, my next limit order on ONDO, very, very nice, down at 58 cents. We're just going to be patient there. If we go to the moon from here, we don't complain, we take our profits. Looks like it could just be a fake out here and then a nice move up. But yeah, I'm going to be patient there for that one. It's nice to just remind ourselves what's happening here, right? Let's look at XRP. Up at $2, interesting. Okay, still looking at the bull flag. Bull flag still valid here on XRP. Also a small trade, not doing badly. We realized profits above, now we've added profits below. We've got a nice entry. You can see here that I'm only going to add to this trade again below my entry. Okay, chess, I see you, bro. I see you, bro. Chess is an interesting one. I love chess. I mean, I love playing chess. I don't know so much about the token. We'll look at it now. But I love playing chess. So I'm actually hoping for another leg down, as you can see. If we go up, cool. This portfolio will go back into profits and we'll be happy. But if we keep going down, I'm going to sweep up quite a lot of new orders on all of these coins. Okay, and then AAVE is an interesting one here because it's so low down right now. It's 65% down. I'm thinking of adding to my AAVE trade. I want to check if I added a limit order there and where it's sitting. No limit order set. Wow, we entered like pretty much at the top on this coin. There are a few coins we were just a little bit too bullish on. It's always a learning, right? Always a learning. If you're in an uptrend, just be patient. Just be patient for the trend to break. But what's nice here is that we've got a tiny position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some to this position now. And because it's small, we'll see our entry price coming way down. And if you don't know what AAVE is and you don't understand why I'm bullish on it, then yeah, just please do your fundamental analysis on CoinMarketCap. I can even go into it slightly now, but AAVE is very OG. It's basically a link between TradFi, traditional finance, as well as real world assets, and crypto. It's also linked to insurance, and it's one of the really nice, like you see here, so the market cap is a mid, which is really nice. It's 2 billion. So it's a mid-sized market cap. There is no max supply, so be aware of that. And if we look at the risk to reward ratio, it is extremely good at the moment. We're looking at least a 1:5 risk to reward ratio. We can also see that there's a lot of news here. When it comes to AAVE, it's consistently pumped. There are also yield providers. Even on Bybit, you can earn flexible yield on your AAVE. And then, I mean, there should be more here on the white paper, honestly. I don't know why there's so little here, but basically it's a liquidity pool protocol. Ghost in finish. You learn something every day. Ghost in finish. ETHLend, interesting. Provides holders with discounted fees on the platform. So there's more to it here. Let's look at the white paper. Decentralized lending protocol lets you deposit crypto assets to earn interest and borrow other assets against your collateral. So it's like the first liquid protocol. Alright, T-Dog, are you new to the channel? I hope you've subscribed. And yes, I am a master trader, so you can just on Bybit search for Jordan Crypt and you will see me there. Their portfolio is a portfolio of what we call portfolio margin trades. So yeah, currently in the blood, but it's part of the strategy. So this is a lovely time for you to come in because you will be getting some of the lower entries. So yeah, feel free to copy me, of course. Not financial advice, but I do low risk trades. Alright, my phone is about to go off. No stress, we're going to be done soon. So welcome, brother, so welcome. Blessed be this crew. Yeah, so I think Bybit has actually launched its first trials for prop trading, but there are other options for prop trading. It's just not really something that Ben believes in, the prop trading. A lot of the time, prop trading, so I'll just give some insight into this, right? The Forex market is a little bit evil and a little bit brutal. And a lot of the time, prop trading firms are actually just there to manipulate you and exploit you. So what they will do, and it's so evil, but truly, what these prop firm brokers will do is they will give you a test. You pass the test, then you become a prop trader for them. They give you capital to trade with. They let you trade and make profits for a while. And of course they benefit off this in fees. And then what they do is they actually manipulate their own order books to wreck you, to get you stopped out and get you out of the prop trading program. And you know, many of them have been outed for this, and yeah, it's one of the reasons I left Forex, and one of the reasons I severely dislike that entire industry and prop trading, and why I would recommend trading crypto, because crypto is so decentralized. You know, it doesn't run on brokers the same like as Forex does. So you take yourself away from that kind of exploitation and manipulation. And those Forex brokers are just getting rich while they're literally like exploiting everyone. I mean, you'll be trading really well and you'll get wrecked, and it's because that order book was manipulated. I have traded some Forex, but no, I'm a crypto trader. I'm a crypto trader for sure. I am starting to trade gold now, but that's it. Gold and like some stocks like Nvidia, but that's it. Alright, just going through the chat. Alright, chess. We'll go through chess. We'll go through AERGO. We're almost done, y'all. Almost done. Y'all have been amazing. Okay, so let's quickly add to this AAVE position just a little bit. It's still a tiny position. I guess it's bigger than some of the other ones I could be adding to, but because we're so low down from our entry, it's just a nice time to bring our entry a bit down. I could be more patient here and just obviously set a limit order lower down. But this is still in the middle of the golden pocket, so we're good. I'm just going to add quickly on market the minimum value we can do, and just watch. You know, this is why you must be so patient and start your trade small. And one of the reasons obviously that we started so small is because we were so pumped, so that when you come down you can manage your trades and bring your entry down. So just have a look what happens now to my entry when I add to this long trade. Boom, it moved quite a lot down, and it actually turned our trade from devastatingly bad to looking relatively good, because if we break above there, it's going to be beautiful. All right, so there we go. That's how you take it nice and slow. It's still a small trade. I want these trades to be $50, right? So this is how we manage them. The further down we come, the more we add to them, and I'm almost ready to pull the trigger on adding to my ETH trade. Also, I just wanted to look at PEPE because it's also one of my trades which is super in the blood. And what's interesting about PEPE is it basically is just extremely tightly correlated with Ethereum. And it's like if Ethereum goes to pump again, like PEPE is gonna absolutely blow, in my opinion, because it's such a, like, it's a meme coin, so you gotta be ready for serious wreckage. But it's an OG meme coin, and when Ethereum blows, it blows. Alright, we've got still a very small trade here. Currently absolutely fine with our risk. I'm gonna risk a little bit more here. And we can see a very nice double bottom. And yeah, let's just bring our entry slightly down here on PEPE. Actually, I'm going to be a little bit more patient here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the limit order for this very nice support that we have been seeing. Even a little bit lower right here. Let's just check what this golden pocket is. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you everybody for subbing to the channel. Lovely to see the subs increasing. So crypto trading prop firm accounts are much better, right? But you must understand, like here we're trading on Bybit. So this is the Bybit order book. So what's very important to understand here is that every exchange has a different order book. So you can see here that when I'm looking at my charts, I'm looking at the Bybit contract, which is the Bybit order book. And the reason why I only trade on Bybit, it's my preferred exchange, is because they have the biggest liquidity in the world for futures trading. And I know the CEO personally. I know he's a good person, right? He has morals. He does not manipulate his charts. And I'll tell you, straight up, right? I've been in this industry for a long time now. I know a lot of the cack that happens in the background. And it's not these main exchanges, right? It's not Binance, it's not Bybit, it's not Mexi, it's not OKX, it's not BitGet. Those are cool. Those are fine. Trade on them. I personally know the teams for every single one of them. You'll see a BitGet link in my description for US or EU traders. And you'll also see I now have a Femex link, which is whitelisted for non-KYC if you are somehow struggling with KYC on Bybit. But it's because I know those teams and because I've traded on them for years. I know they are reliable, right? I'm also chatting to OKX. They are treating me very, very nicely. I will be on a yacht with the OKX team in Dubai next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we're working on a deal there too. I also really do like Mexi. I've had a few dodgy things happen on Mexi from people in my community, like withdrawals not happening and stuff like that. But in general, I do also like them. And Binance works. That's what I'll say. Binance works, but I've heard this from a lot of the pro traders, like Binance is your BMW, right? Or your Mercedes of trading. Bybit is your McLaren, right? It's your F1 car. It is like the best trading platform in the world. And the reason I love Bybit so much, as I say, is because Ben will never manipulate his own chart. You feel me? He will never. I know him. I know his morals. Bybit is the most moralistic exchange in existence. So when I trade on the Bybit order books, I know I'm safe. And I will tell you for a fact, it's scary and it's evil and it's brutal. But Blowfin, they wreck their own traders. I don't even mind saying it. I've seen it happen. And I know some of the Blowfin guys, and I'm sorry if you're watching this. But get it right, y'all have enough liquidity. You know what I'm saying? And any of these, okay, ZoomX is cool because it's run by Bybit. But K6, no. Alright, Weeks is also cool. I also know Andrew Weiner, he's doing a great job. 2bit, no. Right? BingX, no. And you know why? Because they wreck their own traders to make money. They liquidate traders they market make so that they can take those profits. And it's bad. It's disgusting. I'm not talking about the top 5 exchanges. Binance, Bybit, Mexi, OKX, BitGet. Cool. But these other ones, just be very careful. Yeah, Weeks is going to be there soon. Weeks is like super cool. I know the team. They're lovely. I should actually have a Weeks link up. But you know what? I just love to keep everyone on Bybit because Weeks is a young exchange. They're new and things go wrong, right? You learn, you pay your dues. Bybit is 5 years, 6 years old. They have 60 million users, right? They've been there, they've learned the lessons, they've done it. And as we saw from the hack, right? What? Crazy, $1.4 billion hack. Brushed off the shoulder, didn't even stop withdrawals. $20 billion in reserves. No other exchanges have that. Maybe Binance. Alright, look at me ranting over here. Alright, cool. Lovely to have the crew here. Let's bring the stream down. Let's start to end off, everybody. Wow, subs are pushing it. I told you I'd do another giveaway if we hit 1525. And yeah, we're doing really well. We're currently on 1498. So congratulations, everybody who's pumping the crew for me. We're doing very, very well. Alright, I just like struggle to get off these streams, right? Once I'm in a zone with my crew, it's like, you know, I can go for 7 hours. We've done it before. Yeah, it's true. Bybit has the best reputation because they've been there. And let me tell you, I mean, Ben is just... Yeah, he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. Like, it's so hard to be that wealthy and important and powerful and influential and just be... I mean, such a nice guy. The first thing he did, gave me a massive hug. You know, a lot of these, like, okay, I haven't met CZ, I can't speak about CZ, but a lot of these exchange owners and crypto influencers, they're like so up their own arse. You know what I'm saying? And Ben is the opposite. I mean, Ben, yeah, I could go on about him, but he's charitable. He looks out for the disadvantaged, right? For the disabled. I have huge love for that man. Can you look at Doge? Okay, awesome. Yeah, Doge is an interesting one because now it's being used for SpaceX. Some people are saying, you know, once Elon like leaves Doge, now Elon has to leave Doge after 90 days or something like that. You know, the price might drop or something, but I'm still bullish on Doge in the long term, I must say, because it's now so embedded in the White House and the government. Bybit is a state of matter, solid in account protection, liquidity and gas. Beautiful. Truly, truly great, man. I have work. You have to go to work now? Oh my gosh. Bybit for life. Oh, so cool to have my crew here and all sticking around to the end. Thank you so much. Oh wait, so did we add to the AAVE? Let's just quickly add this limit order to the AAVE. No, we just added to it, right? Oh, this is PEPE. We just added to the AAVE. Cool. Been a long stream, forgive me. Alright, this is looking really good. I'm still bullish on PEPE because it's one of the OG meme coins, and I think it's one of the meme coins that the whale money is going to flock back to when the altcoin season kicks back in. Just be aware, it's a meme coin, so it's gonna thrash you around, right? We can see here we entered with tiny margin, so we're fine. That's why we're fine. But if I went in with $1,000 here, we would be $1,000 in a loss. So when you're entering into a meme coin, just understand that you are getting onto a rodeo bull and you're about to see some serious thrashing. And that's one of the reasons why I love this coin, because it gives you some of the highest, potential earning. But I see here we're getting threateningly close to our stop loss. Let's see what we're risking. So let's see if Bybit will let us bring our stop loss literally below. No, it says it's too low. I would like to put it below that low. I mean, I don't think PEPE will ever come down this low. But it is a meme coin, so like literally be willing to lose on this. Be willing to lose what you're risking at your stop loss, because it can happen, y'all. Alright, so one more leg down on here would be my entry, which I'm gonna place at this previous local top. And it'll be so nice because it will just bring my entry so far down, because it's still a tiny trade. So if we enter more here at a limit order, our entry will probably come all the way down to about there, which will be a great place. So the patience is paying off, right? And thank you to all of those. I mean, it's crazy. Like, we are seeing massive blood and my peeps are sticking with me. I can't tell you how proud I am of this crew. I mean, what? I was expecting to see devastation in these numbers. Yes, it was 36 or 37. Some had to drop off. I understand, we need money. Things happen, bear markets, etc. But to those of you who are still following me, massive shout out to you. You have the staying power to run the marathon. And that's what this strategy is about. This portfolio strategy of having lots of trades. Alright, let's quickly do it. 0.0044. Limit for 0.044. A minimum value that we can go in. Boom. So now we can take away this line. We now have a limit order there. Just taking some notes here. Okay, we're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. I'm just going to have a look at a few more of the coins that I want to add to. We're going to also have a look at the cruise choices. Oh, thank you, brother. So kind, so kind, so kind. Aika, you're still with us. Aika's dead. I can tell, but you're still with us. I know you struggle with these long streams. But you know what? I'm pushing your stamina. Trade the world bit by bit. Let's go. You're like Benzu. You know what? Benzu is my ultimate role model in this industry. Benzu was extremely wealthy before he came into crypto. So imagine that. You're extremely wealthy. I mean, I've heard him say, someone asked him, like, when Lambo? And he said he will never buy a Lambo again. Right? Before he came into crypto, he had a Lambo. Then he came into crypto, he started an exchange. He actually started as a trader. And then through being a trader, he was like, every time I make a trade, I pay a fee. And there's millions of people paying fees to these exchanges, so let me start an exchange. And he said, let me start the best exchange, and I do believe it's the best exchange. And he sold his Lambo, and he said straight up, he'll never buy another Lambo. Because he's no longer flashy, right? This market has taught him how to really be real. And I'm the same. I mean, as soon as you buy a fancy car, you put a target on your head. Let me tell you that, right? You put a target on your head, first of all. And second of all, who wants to be flashy? Buy a car that's comfortable, that will last you. You buy a Lambo, it loses half of its price as soon as you drive it off the showroom floor. You have to sell it within 6 months to a year anyway, or it loses too much value. You don't even want to drive up the mileage because it loses too much value. You can't even use your own car. It's like not even worth it. Like, it's all ego, right? And to be a good trader, we have to be scared of ego. We have to get away from our egos. Alright, smash that sub channel. Smash those subs to the channel. Let's see what's happening here. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Come on. 15 more. And we'll do another giveaway. We'll do 2 giveaways. Alright, and since the Tuffy crew is gone, make sure you're under my link, right? Everybody who wants the giveaways, we're going to put them under my link. So this link right here that I'm dropping in the chat is also in the description. You've got a few more minutes. Got a few more minutes to just sign up under my link, then you'll still have 24 hours to KYC. Yeah, I do believe he's a genius. I do believe he's a genius. Long stream. Yeah, no, it's long, it's long, it's long. Dead, yes, and I'm still working. Crypto miners in the building. Yeah, you know, I'm feeling like I don't want to hop off the stream because I know this is like the last stream in my studio where I'm really comfortable for a while. You can see how cool it is. Like, I've got a green screen now here. Like, I just feel so comfy here. So thank you everybody for being here. But I'm about to head off on one of the biggest journeys of my life. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? I want to look at ICP. ICP, I really like the team. I really like the long-term potential. They are very community based, and as you can see, yeah, one of our bloodiest trades also. So the reason I'm looking at these trades are because they are our bloodiest trades. But very nice to see, yeah, how small these trades are and just how the patience pays off. See if I can bring this stop slightly lower so we can actually buy the bottom here. But this is looking good. Eventually this trend will break. It looks like the trend has already casually broken. Does everybody see that? The trend line has retested and now it does look like everything's turning. We just need to wait for this trade war to end and we're going to see such a beautiful run here. And RSIs are not looking that bad. Stochastic's a bit high to add to the trade right now. But this is not terrible. Nice symmetrical triangle there at the bottom. Could see a breakdown here. Okay, how big is the position? Tiny. Let's see where the liquidity is. So obviously on the trading platform you see how it gives you that left line. So try to see, you know, your next best liquidity, and you can just try to use a parallel channel to the side. So obviously that's a nice channel, but try to find your sideways parallel channel, something like this. See how the median line is so respected and the bottom line. So let's pull this all the way out. Try and make it look nice. I mean, it's almost like we just have to go for the bottom here. And then we might miss adding to our trade and it's tiny. Okay, I think I'll just pull the trigger on adding to this one now. Even if we get another leg down, this will still bring our trade very nicely down. So because you can see this trade is so low down, small margin and in, you know, such a loss, this is why we wait so patiently to add to it like this. And we can see we're almost at the top of Bitcoin dominance, etc. So I'm going to take a market entry here for the value, the minimum value that we can. And here we should see our entry. So just watch what happens to our entry, right? Basically we can put in that's our entry, and I'm guessing it's going to come really nicely down to about there. Almost. I almost got it right, but can you see how you can take a trade that looks devastatingly bad and in 1 second now it looks really good? Because this is obviously our next resistance flip. If we flip it, hallelujah, we're going up. Position is still small, we can still add more if it comes lower down. Are these beats too loud? They're quite loud in my ears. Okay, so I'm just taking notes of here, add it to the ICP. Okay, another trade that is in huge blood. We're almost done, don't stress, we're almost done. I know some of us are running low on steam. Too loud, yeah, this track is a bit loud, eh? and of course also battery. Some of us are running low, but INJ is another one that I'm quite bullish on long term, and I think it's very much in the blood. Yir. That's what we say in South Africa. Yir. So let's check what we're risking at the stop. It's a tiny trade, so obviously we're risking pretty much nothing. $6. Everything counts on copy trading, right? That's what I've learned. Everything counts on copy trading. Just see how low we can bring our stop. Alright, let me know if anybody else is bullish on INJ. And I mean, it's just like all the other alts. Do you see how all of the alts are breaking their market structures so nicely and creating these curves? Just like I like my women, I like my charts to have curves. And don't take me too seriously, I'm just joking. But curves, right? Look at that curve. Are y'all seeing that? It's gorgeous. And I just hate this thing in the world where it's like, oh, if I'm a woman, I have to be skinny like a stick. No, man, you must eat. And you must have curves. That's what makes women beautiful to me, is how curvy they are. Men are chiseled. Women are soft and curvaceous. But that's just me. Alright, just going through the chat. Lovely to have everyone here. Costly, you've got the curves. You've got the curves because you are blessed with the blood. I'm talking about the whiteys. I'm talking about the whiteys. If you come from where you come from, you've got curves no matter how skinny you are. I'll tell you that. Yo, the African women are magnifique. And you are gorgeous. Gorgeous girl, Costly. Alright, so let's go. INJ. If we're looking at a place to add, it would be right here, a little bit lower. Okay, let's quickly look at this Fibonacci. Decently below the 0.786 now. This could be that fake out back in golden pocket and that. Alright, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do you think I should be more patient here on this INJ and put my entry here at the support? You can see we are at a little bit of resistance here actually. And we can see stochastic higher. Okay, so I'm going to be patient here. INJ is a limit. When I push control, you can see my cursor do that, right? So cool. I should do that more often. Yeah, so cool. Okay, so let's go. What I'm going to do here, tiny trade. I mean, you know what? Much of a muchness, right? Much of a muchness. If we add here, or if we add, wow, 24% down. Crazy. Didn't realize that's such a big drop. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put it right here. 7.02. Because we got so many trades, we don't need anything, right? We'll be patient, we'll be patient. There we go, I love it, I love it. Serpo, are you making magic, bro? Are you making magic here for me? Let's go, let's go. We're getting there, y'all, we're getting there. Push it, push it, push it. Just share the stream, invite your friends and your family to the channel. We're all here to learn and grow and make money together. And let me know what you thought of my last video. Yeah, so at the moment, in this strategy, I'm only long trading, right, for the next altcoin season. But what we're going to do is I'm going to start scalping a little bit, because now that I have Tuffy, I mean, I know he's got 5 analysts who are some of the best analysts in the world, and I'm going to start doing some short scalps, but some long scalps, and we're just going to bring the win rate a little bit higher up on the lower time frames, and just scalp little bits of profits. But the main strategy here is, like if you read the bio, it's to really long the altcoin market for the next altcoin season. So this is all just playing out to plan, and you can see I'm keeping the trades small. So as low as we go, it's all good. And when you got 40 trades, the profits come in no matter how small the trades are. Alright, nice questions. Alright, there we go. We're doing really well, we're doing really well. Okay, y'all asked for AERGO. So first of all, we obviously go to our coin market cap to figure out, what this coin is. I mean, we've done this before, but let's just remind ourselves. And I do short on my other account, right? So this is copy trading. I do short on my other account, of course. Cipher from Valo. Bro, I saw you play Valorant. I saw you play Valorant because on Discord, if you have that setting on, I can see when you're playing Valorant. So let's go. I mean, I don't play Valorant. Like, y'all are gonna cringe, but I play competitive Counter-Strike. And I also play Cyberpunk, and I play Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption. But yeah, I can see you're a gamer, bro. So Serpo, let me know. I'll hop on a Valorant game with you sometime. Even though I don't play Valorant, I know that it correlates quite nicely with Counter-Strike. And let me know if you want to have a Counter-Strike. Alright, so to hop on the copy trading, just head to Bybit and search for Jordan Crypt under the copy traders. And like I say, it's a great time to hop in because everything's in blood. So if you hop in now, you're getting the lowest entries. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. Okay, so this, for me, costly, this was yours, right? So, yeah, this market cap it's too small, unfortunately. Like, if you're going to trade this, take $2, take $5, trade it. If you're trading this kind of market cap, it's literally like, it's what they call hunting, right? So, you're hunting for what they call unicorns, and it's really needle in a haystack kind of thing. And the only way, in my opinion, really to win is to scout all the TA and then actually enter them all with small amounts, and some of them will make you like 1000x, and then you make back the losses on the other ones, but most of them will give you losses. It's really nice to see a total supply and a max supply, so that makes me happy, and it's nice to see that the max supply is 95% done. It's also nice to see, I mean, the risk to reward ratio is not amazing. It's actually pretty bad right now, so just be careful here. But costly, if you want to hunt meme coins like this, I mean, I don't think it's a meme coin, but it's a low cap. See, they're just starting to introduce leverage on it. Open source enterprise blockchain for hybrid deployments. Wow, that's cool. I like that. Enterprise use cases, infrastructure. I would say this is more of a DCA spot play, or like a low leverage long. DCA spot. Because if you can get in at this low market cap on spot and it goes to $1 billion, then you make a lot of money. But I will give one analyst that I've really been enjoying. I met him in Dubai. He's absolutely cooked. But he's a genius. Most people who are geniuses that you meet, they're crazy. They're crazy, but they make sense. And so his name is Crypto Chef Cooks. If you want, I will drop his Telegram group. But he cooks. He just cooks. He just makes so much money. Like, it's crazy. Like, his last 10 plays did 10x's. He's just incredible. And he's the only one, really, in that kind of a sphere that I would recommend. Yeah, let them cook and let's cook together. Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's a risk. This is a very, very high risk. And let's quickly check the chart. It's almost time to hop off. Looks a little bit manipulated to me because, why would all of that volatility come in? Like, why all of a sudden? There was a nice bull. So if anything, I would say this is probably setting up for a short. It's probably setting up for like another crazy high, and then like a really nice short with a bearish divergence. So right now it's literally in a no play zone. Like, don't do anything. If you're really bullish on it long term, then dollar cost average. But no, be careful here. You can see like everything's in the middle, right? It's a little bit dodgy. All right, let's look at Avalanche. We didn't look at AVAX yet, right? Alright, this is one that I really do want to add to. You can see we've been so patient. Our position is tiny. And now it's finally starting to look bullish. Nice double bottom. It looked more like double boobs. But yeah, nice double bottom. Alright, not the time to add, currently at resistance. But we can see something very nice is happening here because of, you know, this parallel channel. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, if I add to this trade, my entry is going to come catastrophically down. So it's like I really do want this limit order to go off, because I'm extremely bullish on Avalanche long term. But let's just see exactly where we want to snipe this limit order. Yeah. Oof. This could be it. That could be the fakie of the 786 and up from here. See how it went sideways so nicely for so long, and then beautiful breakout. And like I say, when you see a beautiful pump like that, 430%, and then it starts coming down again, it's just a sign that when the market gets bullish, whales hop onto this coin. So the risk to reward ratio here is great. Even from our entry, it was fine. But from down here, it's amazing, right? Because there to all-time high, to our stop loss, we're getting a 1 to 8, which is really nice. It's crazy, Serpo. How are you doing this, brother? How are you doing this? Killing it. Alright, thank you everybody for being here. I really do want this Avalanche limit order to go off. Oh, I see I've got a limit order there. I'm gonna bring it a little bit up. I'm just gonna bring it a little bit up so that it does go off. Wait, is that the one that we just added just now? Oh no, that was the INJ, right? Okay, we're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. See how much it actually takes to do them all. Let's look at Solana. Hey, Shaibu! What's up, bro? Nice to see you, man. You know what? Serpo is one of my favorite newcomers to this crew. Hey, Shadow in the building. Let's go. Did you seriously get it? I mean, how did you do this? Did you go share it in communities? What did you do? Let us know your secret. Oh, boom! That's how it's done, brother. Thank you so much. Absolutely awesome. Very, very cool. So we'll do an extra beautiful giveaway shortly. So just make sure that you're in my trading academy. And make sure that you're under my link if you want the giveaway. I know some have struggled with that before. Don't miss out. $4K in TT, is that Twitter? Twitter. Yeah, 4K on Twitter, let's go. Dang, bro. Or TikTok. TikTok. Awesome, man. I'm almost catching you. Where's my TikTok? I'm a Gen Z as well. In case you didn't know, I'm a Gen Z as well, bro. Look, I'm getting there. I'm almost at the 4K. And yeah, this one's going well. So thank you everybody for the support. I much appreciate it. I'm finally entering my Gen Z status. And TikTok's by far my favorite platform. I mean, the virality is just crazy. The algorithm, the AI, everything is exceptional. 7,000! Let's go! And here we can see 269,000. Thank you everybody for the support. It's been awesome. And I'm dropping another unboxing video this weekend. Alright, let's finish off here. Let's go Solana. Okay, so there's a very nice support and resistance flip that we're seeing here. I'm just going to clean up this chart a bit. Let's just do these fibs. Beautiful. Looks like a little fake out below the 786. Oh no, that's directly to the middle of the golden pocket. Wow, we have left the golden pocket on Solana. Crazy. One thing that's making me a little bit concerned here is this support and resistance flip. Alright, you see this beautiful resistance here, and then we just broke out, but we haven't tested it. So we could see that. We could see that. And remember, that's the middle of the golden pocket. That's the bottom of the golden pocket. So yeah, we could retest this channel. We could even come much lower on Solana. So just be careful here. Let's check out the Sol trade. So what did you post on TikTok? I want to know. Did you post a... Not really use the TikTok. Yeah, it took me a while. It's loud, but like once you train the algorithm to show you what you want, you just need to spend a little bit of time on it. It's the best. I join the link and nothing happens. Strange. So if you already have a Bybit account, just open the link in an incognito window and then open with a new email address. Then you can transfer your KYC over. Then you can get all of my giveaways. Okay, so Solana is looking alright. We're just gonna leave our limit order there where it is. Oh, look how close we were. Look how close we were. Oh man. Dang, that was close. We were just a few percent, 10% away. Ah! All good, all good. We'll be patient and wait for that stochastic to come down again. You see, when the stochastic bottoms, that's where you get your pumps. Sent to your Discord. Oh, that's so cool. That's so sweet of you. Thank you, bro. And I will send you a gift personally. I will send you a personal gift. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Okay, so let's finish off here. Y'all wanted Sui. Who wanted Sui? Are you still here? Sui's looking really good. Really good. That is the middle of the golden pocket. This is lovely change in market structure. That is a perfect retest. Wow, that is a perfect retest of that trend line. Okay, let's see what's happening here on the Sui trade. I'm not sure if I entered yet or not. There's so many trades. Oh. Oh, that limit order was so close to going off. Yeah. That limit order was so close. And that could be the bottom for Sui. All good. We'll be a little bit patient here. Just setting a stop loss onto this limit order. Remember, if you set a limit order for a new trade, you see it even catches me out sometimes. Just make sure you set a stop loss to actually activate as your limit order goes off. Oh man, I don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss this trade. Really want to get into this trade, so I'm just going to bring it a little bit up. On the next leg down, we'll finally enter our SUI trade. Nice. Oh yeah, chess. Patience is key. Oh yeah, we're doing chess now. And then Doge, and then we're done, y'all. But this is always my favorite part of the stream, if I'm quite honest. And y'all are gonna hear me speaking in a British accent quite a lot. I'm gonna be going to London for the first time in my life, and it's my favorite accent. So you're gonna hear me picking it up a little bit. I hope you don't mind. I know it's a little bit cringe. It's bloody annoying, yeah. What is your elo? On Counter-Strike? Are you speaking about Counter-Strike? Bro, you're speaking about Valorant. Jonathan, if you play Counter-Strike, we got a vibe. My elo is like 5k. I've got the 5-year badge. I've been playing for 5 years. But yeah, it was 10k and then something happened. I don't know what happened. I like to have fun. I don't like, it's a game. I don't take it too seriously. I like to have fun when I'm playing games. Okay, so chess is looking pretty bullish. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is this. It's like quite far down below its listing here on Bybit. But let's try find like an index. Like where was it listed first? Let's try find this spot. It's a little bit better. Ooh. Ooh, there we go. There's some history. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, so this is why it's so important to zoom out and find history, because this is what's really important when you're looking at this coin. So this coin is like one of those that I was saying is like a needle in a haystack, 1 in a million. Like put something in there, right? Like we've got a trigger wave. Looks like we could get another bullish divergence. Of course, these bullish divergences are beautiful. So try to use your market cipher B. On the daily, you can see every time a bullish divergence pops off, you get these like really nice runs. Oh, it looks a bit manipulated, to be honest. So just be very careful here. This must be a low cap. But obviously your risk to reward ratio here is really good. So you can actually make a lot of a little bit. You don't need to put a lot in, and just know that this is an extremely high risk that you're throwing into here. Extremely high risk. Like this coin could just die, it could go to zero. It's like actually pretty close to zero. It's at 6 cents now, so it's hard to even find a place for your stop loss. So if you just go no stop loss basically and you put your stop at 0, yeah, your risk to reward is crazy. It's 1 to 150. But the only thing is, the only cycle that we've seen on this is down. Like we don't know if it can reach its all-time high again, because we haven't seen, any kind of like other cycle on it. And then market cap, let's have a look. So it's kind of like one of those hunting coins where you can drop a little bit in. Is it this one? Yeah, 6 cents. Okay, there is a max supply. I love that. The supply is 67%, but no, this is too small, my bro. This is like... There's only $12 million in this coin. So $12 million in the larger crypto world is like 50 cents, right, to the dollar. It's like nothing. It's nothing. This is pretty much forgotten and left behind. You can see it entered the world as a newborn baby boy in about September, well, yeah, in 2021. Risk to reward ratio is nice, but you know, like put $5 on it and like drop it into the casino machine and let it go. But yeah, don't trade it high leverage because it's a little bit scary. Also, this is super dodgy because there's no about, right? It just says who are the founders and what makes it unique, but there's no description of what it is. Smart contracts that makes it transparent and automated. Protocol allows users to have enhanced earning while tracking BTC. Like, they're not even saying what it is. Enhancing returns with leverage points and stable yield. So what is the total value locked? Oh. It's too small. 37 million. Also, that seems like a lie, right? Because they're saying that 37 million is locked. But that can't be true because the market cap is only 12 million. So that's super dodgy because the market cap cannot be 12 million if there's 37 million locked in staking. Dodgy. Unless that's just not updated, they might just be like straight up lying there. Locked to earn weekly rebate. Emissions, rebates. Partnered with Chainlink? Really? So I'm meeting some of the Chainlink founders and I'll ask them. If they really partnered with Chainlink, then that's pretty cool. But honestly, this might be taking the piss, y'all. Be careful, be careful. Like, take the risk to reward here because it's massive, but risk nothing. This has been dead for years. Ugh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies looking at this. Okay, let's quickly look at Doge and we're gonna hop off, y'all. Not Binance. Okay, so Doge is looking pretty bullish. We can see the previous uptrend came down to the golden pocket. Now this uptrend has retraced all the way to the golden pocket, just faking out below the 0.786. I think what's important here is to actually put in the entire like Doge bull market golden pocket. And that is looking great because that is literally now at the golden pocket. That's really nice. That's really nice, man. So yeah, Doge is a little bit controversial right now. Let's just see if we could find anything on this. So will Elon have to leave Doge? And just remember, like, Doge is Elon's baby. You know, it's kind of his name which is at stake here. So I don't really think he'll ever let it go. Musk wants to leave politics because he's tired of attacks from the left. He's literally, I mean, I don't know how much I can say on here, but he's like a fascist. He's a white supremacist. I mean, it's terrible. He deserves to be attacked by the left. Tesla bulls call Cored saying Musk needs to leave Doge. Oh, because all of the Tesla stocks are dumping. Yeah, there's an interesting thing going on here. Warns code red if Musk sticks with Doge. Okay, yeah, this seems like something's happening here. Tesla bull wants to step back from Doge. Responds to report of leaving Doge. Oh, that's on YouTube. Temporary and is expected to leave by early June. Eventual departure from Doge. Okay, so that's making me a little bit less bullish on it. And yeah, well done Husseini for bringing me that information. It's super OG. Well done, brother. So yeah, it's like, what do we do here? Do we bring our entry down a bit? It's a tiny position. Okay, so I've got a limit order there at the bottom. We'll leave it like this. It's still going to be the Department of Government Efficiency. We might still see another run on Doge. This is a very nice market structure. But yeah, it's almost like, oh, is he just going to pussy out now? From like politics and crypto. Yeah, what a weakling, hey. I used to like Elon. I used to think that Elon was an inventor and a genius. And I used to like him because he's from South Africa. He's from Pretoria, you know, also one of the places I grew up. And then I started to learn more and more about him. And it turns out he's actually bought all of his companies and claimed them as his own inventions and disruption, etc. When actually he just steals them because he has that much money. It's pretty rough. But yeah, nice support and resistance flip there. Alright, I think we can call it a day, right? We've done a lot of work, so well done everybody. Yeah, it's deep in the trenches. If you play chess, you should know about ELO. So they say ELO on Counter-Strike, but I've never known what the word ELO actually means. Right? If you're still alive, say chess. You used to live in London. Oh my bro, I'm learning so much more about you. Keep your phone safe. Okay, I will do. I'm going to Birmingham. I'm going to London, then I'm going to Birmingham. Okay, it's time to end off everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let's have a look how Serpo has managed to pump us today. It's been epic. Oh, we came a little bit down. We came a little bit down. Look at that, but we're still above. We're still above, and I appreciate y'all so much. That was weird. Alright, no stress, no stress. So let's do a little bit of a giveaway, right? So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the end of the password. So the last 2 digits for the last giveaway are 71. So welcome, Iker. So welcome. No stress, bro. It's not for you to fix. You've done well, young Padawan. Alright, so this is the giveaway for the first one. Fastest fingers first. You should have had the whole password if you've been here the whole time. So congratulations to y'all. And then I'll also make another giveaway because, I mean, you guys have been amazing. Guys and girls. So let me quickly make another giveaway. So welcome, Biruk, so welcome. Legend, Biruk, you're such a legend. Okay, so let's see who claimed. And if you DM me on Telegram, just know that I always see, right? I see it here in my notifications. Sometimes I can't reply straight away, but just know that I'm getting a lot of DMs and I see you. If you DM me, I see it and I get to you whenever I can. Yeah, I love chart champions. I love chart champions. I mean, that's where I get my statement of legends. You know, he says, what up, legends? And yeah, it's Ben, right? It's also Ben in chart champions. We have a Telegram DM. He's such a lovely guy. He's so talented and such a lovely guy. I actually hopped on one of his streams and told him how long I've been following him and all of that. And he popped me a DM and now we're in DM. And yes, I'm in the Chart Champions group, yeah. I actually have a setup on their back end. I'm just too busy with my own analysis, really. Hold your phone to beat them off for me. Alright, who won, brothers? Who won? Let me quickly see. Brothers and sisters. No one's claimed yet. No one's claimed yet. Did I get the password right? Can't scan it, too blurry. Oh. Wait. Okay, try now. Invalid code. Alright, I'll drop the code now. Yeah, I could have made the code. Alright, so this is fastest fingers first, y'all. I'm gonna do another one now as well, but here is the full code. I might have left out a letter or something like that. I need to get better at this. Oh, I realized my mistake. Okay, I realized my mistake. So the last letter is not a 1. It's not a 1. So I'm not going to give the full code. The last letter is a capital I. Right, so the second last is a 7. Third last is an 8. And the last one is a capital I. Sorry. The last one is a capital I, not a number 1. That was my mistake. While y'all claim that one, gonna quickly make another one. All claimed, well done. Costly, well done, well deserved. And IFO, who's FO? EFO. Who's FO? Pending identity verification. Very nice, very nice. So get your KYC done. It seems you're a newcomer. Can't do KYC. How come? How come? Why not? Where are you? If you have your KYC on another Bybit account, you can send it, right? You can send your KYC to the new account. And if you really struggle, just pop me a telegram and we'll figure something out. There's always a way. Remember that. Okay, I'm just creating another one quickly. No stress, Serpo. You've already earned a gift from me. You've already earned a gift from me. Invalid. Oh, no, it's because it's already been claimed. Oh, bro, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let me quickly make another one and we're done, y'all. Yeah, so Serpo, pop me a DM so I can send you a personal giveaway. I know I've got you in my DM. Okay, how many are still here? How many should I do it for? Got 14 live. Does everybody have an account under me? Okay, so I'm gonna do this one as a bigger one because y'all were amazing today. Nice. So you have 24 hours to do the KYC after signing up, so all good. Okay, let's see. So this one's for 4 of you. This one's for 4 people. And then we'll have a total of 6 winners, and I think that's cool, right? Oh yes, no, Biruk, your one I'm remembering because you won the comments. So, no stress. Once you've done your KYC, just remind me, and you'll get your win. Bro, Miguel, right at the end, my G. Oh man, we've had the craziest stream. It's been epic. It's been epic. We missed you, bro. I was thinking about you the whole time. We're just doing one more giveaway because the crew has been insanely cool today. Alright. I think we're good. Google Authenticator. No, we missed you, Migs. We missed you. But I spoke about your analysis. I spoke about your analysis quite a lot, man. Alright, so if anyone's still yet to sign up. Oh, and I actually wanted to show your little meme. So I'll show it now since you hopped in. Alright, 1 more minute to sign up under my link before the next giveaway for 4 people. Where is it? Oh yeah, here's the altcoin season index. And then here's a perfect meme visual representation. Oh, I'm not showing it. Here's the altcoin season index. And here's the representation of this current altcoin season. Hey, you gotta have a laugh sometimes, right? Okay, it'll be on the screen shortly. The giveaway will be on the screen shortly. Let me just find this password. Okay, there it is. Alright, give me a second. I'm bringing it up now. Okay, so here is the giveaway. And I'm gonna drop you the password now. Epic, bro. I think you're gonna be really proud of my market Cipher B analysis. And yeah, just let me know in the comments after the stream if I did good. Okay, the password is let me get this right. Alright, is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? Okay, that's the password. Okay, I know you can't claim these, unfortunately. But don't stress, I'm giving you such a nice merch pack. Alright, let's see who claims. Did I get the password right? Who's claiming? Who's claiming? I see 0 claimed. Did I get the password wrong? Yeah, I hope this gets sorted soon. Hope it gets sorted soon. Did anybody claim now? Okay, I see 1 claimed. Emmons! What's up, brother? What's up, brother? You've been so silent, but well deserved, well deserved. Emmons managed to claim. That's weird. That's weird. Too many attempts. But this is a different giveaway, so it should work. Emmons managed to claim it. Got 1 claimed. Alright, we'll just give 2 more minutes. But no stress, you should be able to keep trying until it works. See, Emmons managed. So Emmons, let us know if you did anything different. Wrong password. Okay, wait, let me send myself the password quickly so I get it 100% right. I'm just gonna copy it, send it to my Telegram, and copy it from there. Alright, that's the password. Did I not get it right? Okay, Costly got it. Beautiful. I think I got the password right. Costly got it again. Let's go. Let's go. Well deserved. Yep, Costly and Emmons. No stress. I'll leave it active. I'll leave it active, and y'all can claim it. But yes, KYC is indeed needed. KYC is indeed needed. And remember, you can send it from your other Bybit account if you need to. Be a full... Alright, so keep trying if you haven't managed. I see there's still 2 more to claim. And yeah, try to get your KYC sorted. Even if you claim it on a new account, you still have time to sort your KYC. But I think let's call it. We've been here for 4 hours. Thank you so much, everybody. I do appreciate each and every single one of you. From the bottom of my heart, please do keep your eyes on the channel. On Wednesday, I'll be dropping the CME gap tutorial. I'm very proud of it. I think it came out super nicely. It's super important. It literally gives you intraday entries, especially every week. You can go and trade that CME gap. Alright, so hard to get off, but thank you so much everybody for being here. It's been a long one, it's been a good one. Please remember, always play from a position of power and strength. Use your stop loss and do not get wrecked. I will see you in the communities. So much love and respect to this crew. Goodbye.